boy, tell Longman has already been ruffling some feathers. So that's like that right there is like, okay, so you want that. That's part of it. Okay, got it. You admit that. It's part of the experience of being a Mauler fan is that you ruffle people's feathers. Cool. And it's always bizarre to see, you know, especially in his community, because they're like some of the only ones that can actually communicate a coherent thought sometimes. You don't go into Nerdrotic's subreddit expecting much coherence, you know. This person said, I absolutely loved it, but doesn't bother me that he didn't. Sometimes people get way too attached to the opinions of YouTubers they follow.
Wow.
I think it would be weird if I never disagree with him on anything ever, right? W take. And then Mauler is consistent. It's story first. Not surprised he didn't like Deadpool and Wolverine. The story makes 0 sense.
It's not supposed to be a fucking super tight script.
I mean, like, how is it not make sense when is he just sitting there like, I don't understand what's happening in this movie? Why do you say that? Why are they there? What's going on? You know,
why do you talk to the camera?
Why did he acknowledge the camera? The fuck?
Why do you say he's Jesus when he's not?
This person had a pretty accidentally funny comment. I think my enjoyment comes from an entirely metal level. That's awesome. Guitar riff.
Is that what he meant, or did he mean like meta?
I think it meta is what it was.
I think he meant metal.
So this is where I kind of lost my shit. This is where I lost my shit and gave up the ghost here in a second. It was okay. So this person the easily offended sheeple who will pay to see anything don't understand how he operates because they don't watch him at all. They only hear about what he's like via the average brain fried cuck on Twitter or the like. And then this comment, for real. He'll come out and say he likes a movie, but still point out some flaws. People need to stop taking criticism as a personal attack. Wait a second.
But I, of course, will remain skeptical, especially because
No,
you fucking won't. You're gonna eat this shit up like the good consumer you are, like the good boy you are. You're gonna eat this shit up for breakfast, and you're gonna love it, and you're gonna say it's a 10 out of 10 because you clearly don't actually give a shit about its quality.
This is probably
the room crashing scene is one of the most fun scenes in the MCU.
Fuck me, you will clap at anything.
The Rex is so big. There's so many explosions.
Had her as a great character. We had that thing in this film. You're clapping at like a fucking retard. Ruined that.
I know her, and they know her, and now we
You
both
do
know
not
her
know
now.
her. You can't do. You've expended Taskmaster, and it was and the character was wasted. That's one of the big complaints universally about this, except for you fucking consumer.
The couple just so happens to walk into a room with a bed or a couch.
Oh yeah,
that's how this is with black characters. Like every room they fucking walk in, just happens to be a racist cop, ready to put a knee on their neck or some shit. It's like they're
treating. They can die of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear that Billy D. Williams came out as gender fluid?
Really?
Please don't mention
sure
that, please.
That he really is.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, I think I read an article about that. Good for him.
Supposedly was a wrinkle in time. Not talking about Billy D. Williams' gender fluidity.
Oh, do you know the funny thing about the whole day one of Ellie and Dina?
Yeah.
There's a lecture about the Holocaust also.
Oh right.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember when I messaged Mahler about that when they were in the Jew church the synagogue. I messaged Mahler like, what the hell's up with this Jew stuff? like
the Holdo maneuver in all of its visual awesomeness and god speed rebels breaks the quote-unquote laws of the universe, then hey, let's break some more laws.
No, kill yourself.
Are you talking about how they literally go to fucking people's videos that have nothing to do with them and they're just like enjoying a thing? They literally personally attack that person? Is that like that kind of personal attack?
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm not in actual flat out personal attacks from these guys.
I've seen them literally watching, like responding to a video and saying, I bet this person likes a movie we don't like. Haha, I bet they probably like this movie we don't like. If you like this movie we don't like, then you probably shouldn't even be making videos at all. And then move on. Like, and
then Rags goes, kill yourself.
Yeah. You know? I'm pretty sure Rags said that to me specifically just because I liked Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know, which is the worst line a person could
That
ever
is a
do.
big offense.
I didn't know you liked Obi-Wan Kenobi, Bob. Jesus Christ. Come on.
Yeah.
it was disappointing, but it also had some cool stuff too.
Yeah, no, it had very clear flaws in my opinion, but like I don't know, I thought the good outweighed the bad.
So that's it. That's really as far as I got. I just couldn't believe that this person lacks any kind of like not self-awareness, but like awareness of the content creator you're talking about, and that's literally kind of part of what they do. Is they personally attack people.
That's the thing.
Mentioned something kind of threw me off. Is like Jeremy has disavowed the fandom menace, but he's still in the same circle of people, right? They're still all on Friday Night Tice together. He's still saying the same stuff. So what is really the practical purpose of disavowing the fandom menace if like nothing is actually changing about what he's doing?
Oh, the reason that he gives is that apparently he saw too much like extremism within like the fandom menace among like things that fans were saying, and he didn't want to be like held responsible for any of that. He said, I'll be responsible for Geeks and Gamers, but not that. I
don't know. I'm more of the mind that if I was part of something that I was like suddenly like, wow, this is getting kind of more hostile and harmful than I really care for, rather than just go, I don't claim this label anymore. I would completely disconnect from the people that are associated with that label, because otherwise it would just seem kind of hollow to me. But that's just me.
Holy fuck at the diversity.
Why did you join the Brotherhood?
Oh my god, the diversity.
People are going to come after you. Look out at this wasteland.
Diversity.
I'm not in this for the internet fame. There's 400 people watching this stream. If one of them knows my name now that didn't know it before, it's a success for me.
I'm not in this for the internet fame.
We're not going to bend on our standards. At the end of the day, I have tried to build Geeks and Gamers by doing it the structured way, the methodical way, the think it out, prep it, take notes, think about everything you're going to say, and it fucking failed miserably on me. The day that I started doing what I'm doing right now, which is what you're having a problem with, is the day that I started becoming successful.
We're not going to bend on our standards.
I have never seen such a immature, whiny, little bitchy fan base in my life. It's ridiculous how pathetic these people are. Do I constantly whine and bitch and complain about it? No!
So again, while this game had a lot of good things going for it, and it's been widely discussed from that perspective, it's the hidden agenda involved. And this is why so many people are overly hypersensitive. And I mean this in the way that too many fans have been done wrong too many times. Kathleen Kennedy, she doesn't miss any opportunity to fuck up George Lucas's creation. And we have the latest problem with Kathleen Kennedy and Disney Star Wars.
But if I don't like it, I complain about it for like a few days, and then I just move on with my fucking life.
Brie Larson. I don't
understand this need to continue to bitch and whine and moan.
Brie Larson. With Brie Larson's Brie Larson.
Upon the release of The Last Jedi, Jeremy Griggs released a glowing review. It has since been taken down. This is the only surviving clip.
I love The Last Jedi, and I think it did a damn good job for being what it needed to be for Star Wars.
It's not that hard to figure out. I like The Last Jedi. I think I've made like 3 fucking reviews on it, and I'm still trying to figure out where I stand on this movie. But I'm a mess when it comes to this movie because I just can't figure out how I ultimately feel. But as I'm sitting here right now, I like The Last Jedi.
As the backlash over The Last Jedi grew, channels like Nerdrotic and Doomcock saw an opportunity to capitalize, fanning the flames of geek rage. And after years of putting in hard work into a channel that rarely fostered more than a couple hundred views, Jeremy couldn't resist.
Not to sound like a dick, but I just don't care. I mean, there's 400 people watching this stream. If one of them knows my name now that didn't know it before, it's a success for me. At the end of the day, I have tried to build Geeks and Gamers by doing it the structured way, the methodical way, the think it out, prep it, take notes, think about everything you're going to say, and it fucking failed miserably on me. The day that I started doing what I'm doing right now, which is what you're, having a problem with, is the day that I started becoming successful.
Because that's fine. I mean, it's what the internet does. I've done it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing per se. I mean, we've all taken things out of context.
Okay, fine. You want to make a video about that and say, I think that's a shitty thing to say, but why did it turn into like a year almost of nonstop videos and
because he was
articles
using the
and
algorithm,
tweeting
like
about it?
he knows the algorithm was geared towards making those kind of videos, so he did it.
So you do admit that Geeks and Gamers uses the algorithms and how it favors sensationalism and outrage. So you're making outrage content, right?
What is YouTube about? Getting views. A lot of people want to get views. Like if your algorithm is pushing one thing, you're gonna make more videos on that thing.
Brie Larson. I
don't understand this need to continue to bitch and whine and moan.
Brie Larson. With Brie Larson's Brie.
Like, I don't get offended by shit.
She's the one in the middle standing. Look how she's the one.
I don't know how people are so easily offended these days. And really they're not. They're acting offended because it gets you traction on social media.
Although you literally say
I just created
before I make a video, something I don't do.
I just created a One Piece discussion right now. I just created one for the past 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I would have liked. Did we just talk about One Piece for 5 minutes? Yes or no?
We didn't.
Yes,
One
we
Piece
did.
was used, but we didn't talk about it.
No.
Welcome to every video we make. We use one little thing and then we build the narrative out of it.
Welcome to every video we make. We use one little thing and then we build the narrative out of it.
We're about to get started, guys. I just want everybody that's watching right now to go ahead and internalize that quote right there. Just go ahead and, keep that in your mind's eye for the duration of the episode. Let's get. It's just me today. Just me. All on me. No pressure. Oh, thank God Bob's here.
I'm reading a comic book, dude. What are you doing?
You're always reading comics right now, man. What's up?
Yes, I'm busy.
We don't have it. We really didn't have a show plan.
Well, I mean, nothing's happening this week. So
we don't have a show plan. We don't have anything to talk about. I don't really know what we would, but we went ahead and just to kind of, split the difference. I don't know. We brought on Edger than now. Hey.
Yeah. You guys reading any comic books recently?
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of Valiant. I think you're muted, Malachi.
You're muted. You're muted, Edgy.
Uh-oh.
I am still waiting for my Ninjak versus Roku to come in, number 3. So I'm a little behind on that. But...
Nope. So if you had some other program open before you clicked on the link, it might have defaulted to that program, and it might not have given your mic access to StreamYard.
Yeah, just double check your StreamYard settings. Make sure your microphone is the main one, because I have my built-in one. I always have to make sure my nice microphone is activated on it.
Yep. As Reggie says, keep grown and sexy in here. I don't know what he means by that, but he's the mod, so he gets to determine the rules.
True. I mean, I don't get to determine any rules, unfortunately.
Wow, 67 people watching. Guys, we didn't have anything planned. Nope, still nothing on the mic there. Let's see if I have it. Nope. It's fine here. Maybe just try and redo the browser. Recycle
Maybe
that.
jump out and jump back in. Yeah.
If that doesn't work, then you can reboot. So yeah, like I said, let me pull this back up. Why do you think they would do that?
I don't know. Yeah, it seems interesting that
We don't have anything else to talk about. I figured we just like look at this quote and just kind of like ponder a bit. You know, somebody said that maybe Jeremy's schizo. I mean, I think that I don't like that ableism. That's not even an accurate use of schizophrenia, if that's what you were meaning. But no, I don't think that's it.
I think there's maybe something more to it.
I want to, you know what? Pillar of Garbage wanted to be with us today. He's not able to. He's not feeling well. The poor bugger. You know, he's gonna get some rest, and hopefully he feels good. Feels better soon. But I wanted to draw attention to, let's see.
Yeah, Blackwing Gaming. I think The Last Jedi is his favorite movie of all time. I think
so. I just want to look at a random segment. A random segment. What are you talking about, dude? What the fuck are you actually saying right now? Yeah, random segment from Pillar of Garbage video. I'm gonna fucking ban this motherfucker, Bob, if he fucking says anything else stupid in this stream. I'm sorry, he's gonna be gone.
Catalogue of the bad stuff he's done, and more evil shit has come to light since then, which I won't mention here because YouTube is.
So he starts off, he's talking about John De La Rose.
To find. He's also, surprise, surprise, an extremely vocal Trump supporter, and is, by his own admission, far more radical than your average Republican. John's website, like much of his content, relies on getting enough clicks, enough converted, message-fearing consumers hooked onto the reactionary politics and the rage-fear cycle. He rails against agendas while having a far more tangible one than any X-Men writer. And as so politically outspoken a figure in the comic book space, he stands to benefit personally and professionally from the laundering and dissemination of far-right ideas that a site like Fandom Pulse facilitates. And I say a site like Fandom Pulse because, well, it is far from unique. The article we've been discussing got a little Twitter attention, getting shared and getting dunked on in equal measure, but Fandom Pulse is relatively new in the scene. The regular flow of content only really started late last year, and so when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to sympathetic creator voices citing articles in their anti-woke videos, Fandom Pulse is still a more minor player. You'll see it here and there. Yellowfash is no stranger to the site, for instance, but it isn't yet seriously competing with the classics, like the aforementioned Bounding Into Comics. Bounding Into Comics suffuses practically every new thing, woke, bad video on the site. It's here, and here it is again, just in X-Men 97 videos, and if you've seen any of this content in the past...
No, because it's strictly on what you call it, Substack now. They couldn't afford the web hosting.
That Park Place is the one trying to get in there.
Dude, you need to just be quiet and listen to the rest of this fucking stream before you say, like, you're so fucking hilariously ill-timed with this take. Like,
it is poorly timed, Mikael. We're going to get into something that just came out.
If you've watched any of my videos on YouTube, Chuds, even, you'll doubtless recognize the...
Yep, there you are. I hear you.
Yeah, I heard something. Yeah.
We good? You good?
Sounds like
get the lighting right, and then I think you're set. Hello? Hello? Test?
Oh, can they not hear us now? Can they?
Oh, look at that.
That is weird. I do not like that.
I was experimenting with some layouts yesterday, and I guess until you have somebody in the frame of one, you don't really know what it's going to look like. It's just going to put our names across their
so
faces.
tiny. Like
yeah. Let me. Nope. There's that. There's that. How about? Yeah, that works.
That's the classic. Yeah.
name. This isn't new, but you might not know the history, and that is worth breaking down just quickly. The site was created by this guy, John F. Trent, then a media manager for an online advertising company named Inter.
You all know about Bounding into Comics, so here we go.
Fame, serving as the longtime advertising partners for the infamously biased Drudge Report, which, fun fact, is also the place where Andrew Breitbart got his start. Lucido's Drudge partnership wasn't a standard, run-of-the-mill business thing, either. No, he'd written in as a reader to pitch a better monetization method. Oh, and it's not a one-off either. Per BuzzFeed News, Lucido's Intermarkets also represents other conservative publishers. Worth noting, maybe. But yeah, now Bounding into Comics had backing, and this was right around the time that a bunch of our other favorite guys in this space started getting more and more success, scaling up production and so on. Probably a coincidence, but who knows. Bounding into Comics' editorial bias is an open secret. Whereas many anti-woke creators will hedge on this front, will give some variation of the claim that they're not against feminism, tolerance, so on, rather they're simply against media including any messaging, and it's just a coincidence any messaging they detect and complain about is broadly progressive in nature, something like that. Trent is helpfully upfront. He clarified in a recent YouTube interview with Master Swag King that his mindset, and therefore
For the record, Master Swag King is a piece of shit who he was fucking calling DJ some slurs and saying some pretty shitty things about him at one point, just randomly for no fucking reason, because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but,
yes, he is.
You know,
yes.
Fortunately, he's doomed to just kind of be mired in, literally getting like a dozen views per stream. So good for him.
Bounding into Comics mindset, at least while he was in charge, was one that accepted the fact any work will contain messages, and opposed specifically those messages his austere and patriotic Catholic self considered immoral.
I think a lot of it has to do with just telling good stories and telling stories that promote good values. And I know people want to say like, oh, I just don't want any kind of messaging in my films. Well, that's absolutely ridiculous.
This is why you can find old Bounding into Comics articles which condemn women wearing revealing dresses in demonological.
This is from Pillar of Garbage. It's called Woke X-Men in the Web of Grifter Media. And we're about to get to the web part. That's the relevant thing that we want to look at here.
Terms. And that Master Swag King interview also saw Trent give some further examples of what would fall under this umbrella, like homosexual activity and women's reproductive rights.
People are going to be kind of fooled by the production value. So it's like, oh, it's really well made, the story's really well done, but it's like, well, it's literally telling you that gay sex is good though. So things like that, if that makes sense. Or it's like killing this child is a good thing.
Riding the Chud boom in the wake of The Last Jedi and through COVID, Bounding into Comics was able to establish maybe the thickest facade of legitimacy of all similar websites, through a combination of longevity, exposure, and the simple act of using terms and forms associated with traditional news media, always an effective shortcut to borrowed legitimacy. The site was able to use this to do many things, like pushing the homophobic groomer
Wait, you've been watching them like you've been watching them with a fucking skeptical eye? I hope so. But no, we've been onto them, They're kind of obvious, really, when you just kind of look at it long enough.
I mean, like look, I was just going to say that last headline. It's like, you can't look at that last headline and be like, oh, yeah, they're unbiased.
Hey, look at that guy. Remember how he's looking now? He's looking a little bit worse.
Yeah. Not that he's ever
defense for white nationalists like Vox Day, and yes, like providing sources that scan at a glance as legitimate to be flashed on screen behind practically every member of the then rising, now current class of right-wing YouTube commentators. Oh, and also like paying out to Trent and the site's owners. Don't forget, the people behind Bounding into Comics are pros, literally at monetizing this type of thing as effectively as possible. Anyway, that was all going fine until a few months ago, October, November time, when Trent found out from Aurora that Bounding into Comics was to be taken in a day. Also the time that John De La Rose unceremoniously stopped writing for Bounding into Comics and started Fandom Pulse. Could it be he was either turfed out to help clean up the site's image, or like Trent, chose to strike out alone in order to keep being more blatantly bigoted? Nah, right? This shift, though, is likely why Bounding into Comics pieces on the X-Men going woke are less inflammatory than the other bits and bobs we've been looking at in this video. Why, while it's still clearly partisan, still clearly manipulating the narrative to stoke rage, It's doing so a little less overtly than many of the articles predating that editorial shift did. It appears someone at Aurora, perhaps Lucido, perhaps not, wants that veneer of respectability being
and we take some credit for that, by the way.
Preserved, wants plausible deniability intact. Its reputation continues, hence all those guest spots in videos, but, as always, there are others less concerned with hedging. See, for instance, the last major news piece that did the rounds. This one from the Blaze. I'm gonna save a more detailed look at the contents of this Blaze article, like the idea that non-binary people all popped into existence at some point in the last couple of decades. For a more focused discussion in the future, this piece is a good example of the type of criticism I'll be focusing on in that last part of my woke X-Men video triptych. But I do want to note that this is another prominent news-style outlet being shared and consumed during outbreaks of nerd discourse. And to note that like Fandom Pulse and John De La Rose, like the growth of bounding into comics out from an online monetization company, Blaze's reporting is not a neutral, disinterested examination of pop culture, because this is Blaze. The Blaze that gave Tomi Lahren her start before her Fox tenure. The Blaze involved with Proud Boys founder Gavin McInnes. The Blaze that was founded by and is still indirectly owned by Glenn Beck, the conservative pundit, the birther. Yet again, trace the new media went woke fear-mongering back far enough, and you get to a conservative who financially benefits from that culture warring success. But that is...
I hope you guys are paying attention, because this is just the ground level for what we're going to be talking about today. We're about to build upon this. So
isn't quite where the connection game ends. We can continue. It's little things at first. Quarter Black Garrett, Chuds stream regular, who longtime viewers of the channel will recognize from his Gigabrain Blue Beetle takes, got his start on Louder with Crowder, which was on Blaze. Or take current Blaze big shot Alex Stein. He's actually someone you might have seen before. Do any of you remember the infamous video where RK Outpost's Ryan Kinnell, who we've also discussed before on this channel of course, went to Universal Studios and made that hilarious George Floyd joke?
Hey, Alex! Alex, come here! They have a memorial to George Floyd. Oh my gosh! George Floyd Memorial Live!
Well, that's Blaze's Alex Stein with him. And guess who else they went to the park with that day? Yes, that is Jeremy Griggs, the man behind Geeks and Gamers, who is, incidentally, the only one of these guys to have a shred of self-awareness.
Welcome to every video we make. We use one little thing and then we build the narrative out of it. Don't act like that's not what we do.
I don't build a narrative.
You're right. We do. You've made the same fucking video on the same topic at least 7 times a week, Ryan. And you're gonna act like we don't do that.
I talk about, I talk about
says one fucking thing and we make a whole video out of it. That's what we do.
Both of these guys are, of course, stream regulars, popping up routinely on podcasts like Nerdrotic's Friday Night Tights, which, come to think of it, Stein's been on too, or...
I mean, technically, Geeks and Gamers is a co-producer of Friday Night Tights. So they are both producers of this thing.
Nerdrotic's definitely the bigger name involved with it, but yes, it is. It is
twice as big, really, like over twice as big.
Yeah.
Or the Critical Drinkers Open Bar, or even EFAP. Hey, what's Mauler doing here? Or take another figure that unites Nerdrotic's corner of the griftosphere with the drinkers. Turning Point USA's Benny Johnson.
Benny
Seems like I've heard something about him recently too. Well, let's just keep going.
The bloke responsible for that clip of weapons-grade cringe that did the rounds the other week.
Go away now. Tough town, boys. What you have?
No prizes for guessing which Glenn Beck...
Tell you what I'm having. Vindication. I think I'm gonna have some vindication today.
Founded site he used to work for, or which ex-Drudge Partners outfit he also used to work for. Or take Eric July, who some of you might recognize from my Spider-Verse video, and from being one of the big Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man guys. He is openly a contributor for Blaze Media. It's all connected, her web connects them all. And back when Eric was making his name, he was also pushed heavily by John F. Trent, who's now signal boosting Delarose and Fandom Pulse, and who streamed with Nerdrotic, who himself, streamed with Eric, and Ryan, and Garrett, and Benny, and Gavin, and climate change denier, Russia simp Republican presidential hopeful Vivek Ramaswamy, who himself was on Glenn Beck's podcast with Eric, and Jesus Christ, it just keeps going, and Shit, you guys. When I say in my videos that propagandistic content like this, like the videos, like the news-style articles that's wrong or misleading and transparently prioritizes its political, often fascistic narratives above whatever pop culture it's pretending to care about and wrapping those narratives around, is made and pushed and substantiated and coordinated by people who stand to gain personally and financially from the indoctrination of uninformed viewers and from the advancement of right-wing political projects, this is what I mean. So as we reach the end of our time, let's reflect. This is a video about one article and the dodgy claims it makes, but it's also a video about where that article came from, and about the way a piece of writing can assume the semblance of legitimacy simply by being an article. It's a video about the idea that people with agendas and vested interests know and use this fact. And it's a video about the idea that some of these articles, some of these sites, and some of these people are a little more connected than it might at first seem. And look, I'm not saying all the YouTube channels and websites I don't like are paid operations by far-right dark money working in lockstep to systematically brain...
Why aren't you saying that, Pillar? Why would you not say that?
...wash the public, but I am saying that if that's 100, and if 0 is the claim that every one of the figures I've discussed here is producing authentic, organically written work off their own back and in the best possible faith, that they're all totally unaffiliated with right-wing organizations, institutions, and figures, we are not at 0. And the fact that the truth is probably...
Okay. So, there we go.
Not
It's,
even
you know,
close.
takes a bit to get there, but here's the thing. That's relevant. Pillar of Garbage was right, guys, which means, you know, we were right. We've all been right. Been right about this. I don't know what your awareness has been, Edger, now of like how interconnected this stuff was.
Yeah, am I back?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
thank God. That was a disaster.
I was concerned because we could hear you for a little bit, but it seemed like you couldn't hear us at all.
Right.
No, yeah, that was because I switched it all the way over to the microphone. So I was literally, it was one of those things where I was like, God damn it. That was really stupid.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't working with any apps for a bit there. So I just thought the mic was broken. But we're back. Hell yeah.
Well, let me.
Yay.
I'm gonna actually, before we get into that part of it, let's do it in chronological order of how it came out today. So this morning, I signed online and saw that Kyle Katarn, who is a Star Wars guy, Star Wars podcaster, he had tweeted a thing, and we can go ahead and look at that because I was pretty excited. I was like, this is cool. It's the kind of thing that we've tried to do before, and maybe we just didn't do it as well as he hopefully did. Maybe we made it more antagonistic than directly to Chuds than probably it needed to be, instead of just appealing to the people that needed to be appealed to, which is YouTube. I'm not sure, but
true.
Let's see. Regardless, I mean, it really doesn't matter who does it. I don't care for credit. I don't think any of us do. We just want the shit to have a light cast on it. So here's the post. It's 2 pages that he had posted here about. It's all about this recent Amanda Stenberg stuff and how hard they've been going at her. So last week, actor Amanda Stenberg posted candid comments to Instagram about the rampage of bigotry and vitriol that she has received since leaving the cast of The Acolyte, the latest edition of the Star Wars universe. It goes on to describe how as fans of the Star Wars franchise, we've tirelessly witnessed a handful of YouTube creators continuously drive prolonged insults and harassment against marginalized actors and members of our community. Enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kennel, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic. And as you had said on Twitter, Bob, like there's a Critical Drinker could be included in there, should be included in there. But I think the reason that this is probably a smarter way to go, honestly, once I thought about it, because these guys are just kind of naked about what they're doing.
Yeah. They're like, you can click on any one of those videos by pretty much any one of those guys and instantly find something where it's like, oh yeah, these guys, this is violating terms of service. Critical Drinker has a nice amount of videos that don't violate terms of service, but he has a nice amount that do too.
Yeah, I mean, we all, anybody that isn't a fucking idiot or wrapped up in their algorithm grift can tell that Critical Drinker, EFAP, all these guys are kind of like tied in there tangentially. Just they operate in different ways. The three that are named here, they kind of operate in the same way. So it's kind of like Luca, you're just gonna keep spamming the chat. You want to come on and have a chat later, man? Explain your position here.
Yeah, we got a lot to go over, but you're welcome to come on and chat later.
That stands for anybody that wants to come on later. Once we get through what we got to talk about, and refute any of the things that we talk about today, let us know. So here, this is pretty well documented, man. This is pretty good. 2018 encouraged harassment against Vietnamese. So a lot of this stuff, could be sourced to. A lot of you, if you follow our channels, probably have heard of us talking about rewriting Ripley. A lot of this is can be sourced back to that, and then so it was really smart what they did, because they went back and they covered 2018 and some of these years ago incidents, and then as well this recent incident. So it's kind of like creating this fucking sandwich to show that this has been a prolonged, sustained activity that they've been doing this entire time, right? So yeah, Manla is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Together, Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic have led the charge against her even before the release of the Acolyte. That's true, producing nearly 40 videos relevant to Amandla and the Acolyte since May. These channels have asserted that Amandla is vapid and narcissistic, the adult pretender, dumb, and a half-black bitch for defending herself against racism. Jeez. These channels have gaslit Amandla by claiming she's playing the victim card, with RK Outpost proclaiming, "You've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch." These YouTubers also use racist dog whistles, including the angry black woman stereotype. So then we can, since brought up rewriting Ripley, coincidentally, it seemed, rewriting Ripley, who hadn't posted anything on Twitter since 2022, tweeted something shortly after this came out.
Number of users are exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
Leslie Jones was subjected to incredibly vicious attacks on Twitter.
I don't say anything I don't believe, but of course I do say things in a way that is going to elicit a response from people.
Sparking outrage, spraying vitriol at many, and helping to legitimize a movement of negativity growing on the internet.
There has been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept and no one had even seen it.
This is what the Acolyte exists for. It's not here for story. It's not here to build the lore. For crying out loud, look at the cast right here. This cast was made for having as little white males as possible in this cast. Lucas.
If you think the Critical Drinkers videos are good, you're kind of a dipshit.
This film, the retarded Avengers assemble over there, backing each other up.
Racists do stick together.
He accused Jones of playing the victim.
Actress Amanda.
So this is fucking genius, honestly, what's happening here. They're using the way that Milo used to operate, or was operating around the time of Ghostbusters 2016 and all of that, and showing that they're doing the exact same thing, and they have been for years now.
Yep.
The exact same fucking plays. They learned it from Milo Yiannopoulos, of all people.
Stenberg playing the victim card.
They can do nothing other than play the victim.
Manla Stenberg, the adult pretender.
Pathological, sociopathic, feminist liars in popular culture.
Almost like she's fucking lying through her teeth. And it would be one thing.
Did you not see Lauren Chen mentioned? Did you not see fucking Benny Johnson mentioned? We're going to get to it. Hold still.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to all of it yet, man.
We're going to feed you, baby birds.
If we actually saw some evidence of this, right? If we actually saw some of this shit she's talking about, but no, this is just gaslighting.
These are terrible, talentless people that we are instructed we must like, unless then the sort of subtext is, if you don't like them, you're some kind of bigot somehow.
Terrible performance, her attitude, driving away fans, or anything like that. No, it's everyone else's fault, and they're racist, and they just hate me because I'm black. It's all like. She's so vapid and narcissistic.
It is the most kind of narcissistic, lack of self-awareness.
And she's still bitching about oppressors. You never.
So you think she deserves all this, Cardville? You think do you defend all of this shit going on right here? Do you think you defend watching Critical Drinker who collaborates with these guys on a regular basis? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
The fact is, when you're seeing a video like this, where all this video is talking about is harassment, they're not talking about any reviews or opinions. They're talking about harassment, and you're like, oh, I feel need to defend these guys. That's maybe not the best take. Maybe think about that one.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of the media involved really doesn't matter at all
No.
in terms of the way that we treat people, in the same way that, like, because I think that there are more examples of this that would be probably worth people talking about, like the way that they treated Jinx Monsoon. Take a look at how, you know, Critical Drinker and his buddies handled handled her. Like, it doesn't matter whether you like or dislike the media. Even the way they talk about, like, Russell T Davies, like, even if you think that he's a terrible writer, like the way that they talk about these people, like they're disgusting objects, like they're things, like they're creatures, like whatever, is, I mean, it's, I struggle to think of a mindset I could be in where that would, like, those words would be how I describe regular humans living their lives.
Earl, try to follow along here, my man. They are connected. They are the same topic, my dude.
We're getting
relax your fucking ass.
We're telling a story.
Never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch.
Look at that. They got a Derek Chauvin George Floyd memorial.
But also, every single different race of people has been enslaved and discriminated against and oppressed in some way throughout our entire history. The only people that can't get over it seems to be black people.
I am not a racist, though I'm frequently told that I am one. But I am in favor of oppressing whatever the fuck this is, because
Yep.
I do think it's interesting how that video hits on a lot of the same points as the document that Kyle Katarn.
Right. I mean, they're literally they use the exact same approach of sandwiching the timeline, right?
Yep.
So that was crazy enough. Okay, that was crazy. That was like, holy shit, we did not have a show planned for today. It was just going to be me and Bob and whoever.
Yeah, just kind of a loose show plan. You know, we have some Jenna Ortega stuff. You know.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. That was going to be one of the things. You know, but so this started coming out, and I was like, holy shit, we got to talk about this for sure.
And
Look,
then it got
go
deeper.
fuck yourself, dude. Just get the fuck out of our fucking community, man. You're not welcome here. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to fucking EFAP. No fucking tolerance for it, man. No fucking tolerance for fucking making excuses for these people. None. Zero goddamn tolerance. Do you fucking understand me? Anybody that wants to fucking argue it, you can argue it on stream, or you can get the fuck out of our fucking chat. You're not fucking welcome here unless you're willing to fucking say it with your voice on stream for everybody to fucking hear.
That's the thing. Like, if you're one of these guys and you're not, you know, you're saying, hey, this show's bad, but I condemn any attacks. You're not condemning these attacks. Then the fuck is wrong with you? No, it's unbelievably frustrating.
Don't be a fucking moron, okay? Yes, it is. You have to. You can't just tolerate everything, you fucking idiot. You have to fucking have a limit, or people like, you know, these people who call themselves fans.
You cannot tolerate intolerance. It's just one of those things.
Look up the paradox of tolerance. Learn something. It's true. Well, I didn't mean that one. I meant that one. The fact that it's gone this far, man, is fucking. It sucks, you know. But I mean, I have had the thought in the last few years, hoping that rewriting Ripley wasn't done. You know, that they put out a few articles and then some podcast episodes and stuff like that. They've done a few data studies. If you're not familiar with them, we can maybe look at them later. But they basically, I've been operating from them, their work this whole time, essentially, since their first thing came out. They proved that after The Last Jedi, that these guys were responsible for, that white nationalism in general was responsible for why Rise of Skywalker is so fucking bad. Because, you know, Disney, Lucasfilm made the mistake of thinking that the backlash to Last Jedi was like actually fans who were legitimately upset about the movie, when that really, you know, I'm sure there were some, but
I'm sure that existed, but yeah, the loudest voices online. No.
Yep. So, okay. Now we're going to, you ready, Earl of Laurel? Let's do it. Let's do it, buddy. Well, let me finish this. There's a second page to this. So, whoops, not that one. That one. Action required. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic is not opinion or criticism. It's prolonged, targeted harassment against women of color. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. And then Team YouTube's response on Twitter was not fucking super helpful already.
I didn't know there was a response.
It's kind of what they... It's kind of more of what they do pretty much anytime you tag them and say, hey, here's some, you know, they'll, oh, we're going to look into it. And if they violated our terms of service, then, you know, and people have reported.
If they violate our terms of service and don't make us enough money, then we'll do something. But if they make us enough money, because that
I wish I knew exactly what it was that was like what's the trigger word? Is it just literally you have to say the N-word 5 times to, you know, get your channel demonetized? I don't know.
I don't know. There are channels that do that and don't get demonetized. So
it's the only thing that I can think is that, I mean, there's the people in the camp that believe that YouTube just lets them continue to operate because they make them a lot of money. But we know via the Chud apocalypse and looking at their stats over the last year that they haven't been making as much money. They haven't been getting clicked on as much. No, we're not black people for having a different opinion. What are you talking about? That's weird. We're white people. Clearly. Nothing wrong with being a black person, but we wouldn't change our race just to have some opinion. I don't get it.
I think they said you block people for having a different opinion.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what...
Why? Really? Did he? Okay. No. We block people for being belligerent pieces of shit in chat.
Yeah.
And derailing streams. So
when you're in chat and you feel the need to defend these guys when we're going over a video showing their harassment, showing pure harassment, that, you know, frankly, that's not a good look. And guess what? Our chats are not the fucking town square. We can ban you should we choose.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this again. Hey, this weird fucking thing, it's a rapey fucking mentality to have, to think that everybody on the internet has to let you be all up in their space just because you want to be, no matter what you're doing and how you're behaving. You can fuck off with that shit. That's not how we operate. There's plenty of places where you can go and people are going to confirm everything that you think. They're going to go, yeah, those guys over there, they're fucking cucks and shit like that. Go do that, man. That'll feel good, right? Go have some of that shit. All right, so derailing. Gonna get him the fuck out of here. And then, you know, resources. It's got the videos listed that, you know, I'm assuming I actually recognize a couple of these. Holy shit!
I will be honest with, when it comes to those channels, you could pretty much click on any random video and find shit.
I do wish that they gave like little what's the word? Notes. What's the, like, just in-text citations or whatever? That would be kind of helpful there, because like just for parsing through all of this stuff. Although in reality, yeah, you can just kind of like look through anything and pull it up. I don't know. I just wonder if there's anything more on their side in terms of like, hey, here are the specific examples of it that you can, you know, that YouTube can go back and watch. I don't know how, I don't know exactly how successful they're expecting it to be, but
I don't get mad that Chuds don't talk to me. I just know they're cowards.
Yeah,
if you think
I mean,
that it's justified for them to not show up and actually have a conversation on stream because we ban people who are fucking shitty, or we just don't want around in chat, if you think that's justification, you're a fucking coward too. You're a piece of shit. You're all pussies. You're all fucking cowardly pussy pieces of shits. Okay. I love how fucking triggered they're getting right now, man. All right, so
yeah, we haven't even gotten to the real meat of this.
Yeah, like they just fucking expect to have the entirety of YouTube. You know, it's like, it's not enough that they have all these channels saying this shit.
Yeah,
you know, confirming their biases. You know, which look, guys, the things that you believe, the things that you say, they're not even original thoughts. They're not even actual human thoughts that were formed for like any natural reason. They're fucking propaganda. You've been propagandized and you were fucking spewing algorithmically fucking you know, programmed bullshit. Like, and we're about to talk about that now. Finally. Sorry.
I got to run. Sorry for not contributing as much as I would have liked to, but
Ezra's like, I don't want to be part of this shit.
No.
All right.
But yeah, so
that's fine. That's fine.
It's been an active day. Let's just say that.
Today in Tennessee, Department of Justice indicted a couple of people. Russian nationals who worked for Russia Today. Let's see. Do I want to just cover? Because I found other information outside of this article that. Okay. Man, I feel bad. I wonder why did that's weird. Okay. An indictment unsealed Wednesday alleges a Tennessee content creation company was the tool of a team of Russian propagandists used to infiltrate U.S. audiences with Kremlin-backed messaging. 2 Russian nationals who worked for Russia Today, a Russian state-controlled media outlet, were indicted on accusations they funneled nearly $10 million to a Tennessee-based online content creation company to publish English-language videos on social media sites like TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Okay, so what does that have to do with anything? Bob, what does that have to do with anything? What are we talking about this?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of random. Like this is like an offshoot. This surely has nothing to do with people we talk about.
Yeah, I mean, look, who is Konstantin Kalishnikov, known as Kostya, and
I've
Elena?
definitely never covered him before.
I've never covered them. Who are they? I thought this had something to do with our stuff, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. What's the name of their company? Is it TENET Media? Is that what they say? TENET Media. Who owns TENET Media? Well, let's look it up. Oh, well, I got a Twitter thread right here. So the indictment alleges that right-wing commentators like Dave Rubin, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, and Lauren Southern, as part of the TENET Media YouTube channel, have been unwittingly working for Russian influence operation. So Lauren Chin and her husband, I think, are the ones that own this thing. At least the U.S. People who own it.
Yeah.
Apparently, her and her husband were very well aware of where their funds were coming from, and apparently there's some of these other people that did too. But as it stands, it seems to me that pretty obvious that these guys, I mean, like, and that makes a lot of sense when it comes to like Tim Pool and just how fucking deranged the shit he says is, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's something I want to state. Like, it's not saying these guys know that they're taking Russian money. It's saying that they're essentially unwitting dupes. They're idiots who say the type of things that Russians apparently want to get out there. Well, the Russian government wants to get out there. So they'll give them some dark money. Make sure it gets out there.
So 2 people described in the TENET indictment as unnamed founders were very aware their operation was funded by Russians. Tennessee Business Records lists TENET's founders as Blaze TV host and TPUSA contributor Lauren Shin, a.k.a. Roaming Millennial, and her husband. So there's the Blaze TV connection right there. So apparently there's a funny moment in the TENET indictment. A TENET founder who have told YouTubers their funding is coming from a Western European businessman emails the investor for more money. When no one responds, TENET's founder drops the pretense and Googles time in Moscow. Tim Pool says he didn't know TENET was a Russian operation. Says he's a victim. Let's see what his fucking statement. My statement regarding allegations in the leaked DOJ indictment. Should these allegations prove true, I, as well as the other personalities and commentators, were deceived and are victims. I cannot speak for anyone else at the company as to what they do or to what they were instructed. The Culture War podcast was licensed by TENET Media. It existed well before any license agreement with TENET, and it will continue to exist after any such agreement. Maybe that's not a good idea. The only change with the agreement was that the location of the live broadcast moved to TENET's YouTube channel. Never at any point did anyone other than I mean, honestly.
Well, I mean, the thing to keep in mind, these guys, they're not being hired because they're smart. They're being hired because they're essentially saying shit that, you know, Russian government wants pushed out there. I
Never at
actually
any
make
point did
content creators
anyone
when you
other
can
than
just- Yeah.
TCW is a separate company not associated with Timcast or other properties. It exists solely for the production of the Culture War podcast. That being said, we still do not know what is true, as these are only allegations. Putin is a scumbag. Russia sucks donkey balls. And to the journalists who wish to jump the gun, create their own narrative, or lie about what is currently going on, you can eat my Irish ass. No thanks.
Wait. He just said he doesn't know what's going on. Like, how's he know they're lying if the...
Well, because from his perspective, he's saying that he didn't know anything. He's just a victim. Well, I mean, even if that turned out to be true, even if he's one of the people that didn't have any idea, right? Which is possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of worse for him, in my opinion. It makes him look like an even bigger fucking moron than he already did.
Yeah.
Like,
He
how
looks
do
like
you
a
get
pretty big
in
fucking
bed with
moron.
the business and not fucking do the diligence, man? Like, Jesus Christ.
And a quick reminder. So one of the four names mentioned, Dave Rubin, Tim Pool, Lauren Southern, and Benny Johnson. I want to give you guys a quick reminder. Benny Johnson.
It's gonna go down in flames and cost them millions. And as Drinker was saying, it was only a matter of time. It was if you followed comic books, if you're a nerd for any amount of time, you would see like you're subverting everything. And you can't continue to subvert stories and expect to make money off them. They were already established. You can't subvert Luke Skywalker. You can't subvert Han Solo. You can't try to erase.
The thing is, though, that
Anybody else there? They're talking. Oh,
whether or
Todd,
not the tide turns, the damage that's been done to all of these franchises is kind of irreparable because
I just think that's interesting. So this is Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic. Speaking of somebody who is most likely, maybe unwittingly, a Russian agent. Just saying.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean they're perfectly willing to, like, you know, there's clips of him being like I've seen him, I've watched some of that interview with, if you want to call it that, as a propaganda piece.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Where Benny's like, you guys won the culture war, and they're like, yeah. It's like, we have no evidence that any of these fandom menace chuds knowingly had anything to do with any of this, right?
I mean, I'll be blunt. I don't think they do. I think they're idiots,
probably not.
or people who just saw money in this. And yeah,
they saw money, and this is what happens.
Russian dark money. Russian.
Look, I've been saying it for years, guys. You've been watching this channel for long enough. You know I've been saying this shit for years. I didn't say necessarily Russia. Probably did at one point or another. But dark money is very obviously been involved with this stuff. Like, you can just see the shape of it around all of it. Like, you know what I mean? You don't. And we're going to be talking about this more in depth again on Sunday on the Force Diversity podcast.
I mean, so much has come out, like, since like in a couple hours while I was at work, so much has come out. I have a feeling over the next couple days, we're going to get a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, you know, kind of. This has been going on. I mean, the fact that Putin's been, you know, doing stuff like this and other similar shit. I mean, that's why it's like the least surprising thing that Putin would be behind it. I want to read an excerpt from the actual indictment, actually, because it's something pretty interesting. I've got the indictment literally right here.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So, introduction. So this is United States of America versus these Russian folks. Grand jury charges. Introduction. RT, formerly known as Russia Today, is a state-controlled media outlet funded and directed by the government of Russia. After Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, RT was sanctioned, dropped by distributors, and ultimately forced to cease formal operations in the United States, Canada, the UK, and the European Union. In response, RT created, in the words of its editor-in-chief, an entire empire of covert projects designed to shape public opinion in Western audiences. One of RT's covert projects, as described herein, is the funding of and direction of a Tennessee-based online content company, a creation company, named U.S. Company in this document. Over at least the past year, RT and its employees, including these folks here, The defendants have deployed nearly $10 million laundered through a network of foreign shell entities to covertly fund and direct U.S. Company One. U.S. Company One publishes English language videos on multiple social media channels, including TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Using multiple fake personas, they edited, posted, and directed the posting by U.S. Company One of hundreds of videos. Many of the videos published by U.S. Company One contain commentary on events and issues in the United States, such as immigration, inflation, and other topics related to domestic and foreign policy. While the views expressed in the videos are not uniform, the subject matter and content of the videos are consistent with the government of Russia's interest in amplifying U.S. domestic divisions in order to weaken U.S. opposition to the core government of Russia interests, such as its ongoing war in Ukraine.
I.e., to get people focused on a culture war instead of things that actually fucking matter.
Since publicly launching in about November 2023, U.S. Company One, which is Tenet, has posted nearly 2,000 videos. Holy shit! That have garnered more than 16 million views on YouTube alone. They never disclosed to its viewers that it was funded and directed by RT, nor did U.S. Company One or its two founders and principal executives, Founder 1 and 2, register with the Attorney General as an agent of a foreign principal as required by law. So that'd be Lauren Shin and her husband. And, you know, the reason these things always tend to, it's one thing, it's been a sealed indictment. So it's got the names redacted, and they're called, you know, Company One, Commentator 1 and 2. But the way you find out who that is just, you know, they're talking about Tenet Media. That was definitely revealed somewhere. And then you just look, like they said, they looked up the business listings and who owns Tenet Media in Tennessee. And that's how you extrapolate that. So, you know, next time you're watching a Chud video, if you're somebody who likes that kind of thing, I'm not saying that they are going to be like necessarily repeating Russian information or doing anything, doing the bidding of Russia or anything like that. But I mean, the fact that you have to ask yourself that, you should ask yourself that, it's kind of concerning, I think.
Mm-hmm.
See, whenever that came out, I actually said, I was like, oh, it's Tim Pool and Dave Rubins and stuff. I was like, Tenet Media. It's good. So that means it's going to be like pseudo-intellectual and way too long, or no, sorry, and backwards or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be backwards. Robert Pattinson will be involved.
Yep. You can draw a line from abortion, trans people, anti-pride, anti-Me Too, stupid woke fandom shit. It's all, you know, it's all connected, man. It's all related.
Yeah.
Fucking Charlie Day meme. But
get people all caught up in this culture war stuff to the point where it bleeds into fucking everything. And then, you know, again, and then not focusing on shit that actually matters.
Well, there we go. Yeah, hey, Matt Jarbo.
Hey, Matt Jarbo.
The gang's back together. What is a Chud?
I've never been asked that before.
I have, and so it's
what?
To me it is a collection of views and really just a general attitude of ignorance, and yet being arrogantly proud of that ignorance, and like fighting against any effort to become a better human being whenever offered the opportunity. To me, that's a Chud. You know them? Well,
I always end up going back to this one definition that I found that it usually sums it up fairly well. The conservative Republican, someone who's either racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, fascist, or a bootlicker, or all the above. Yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah, you know. Oh yeah. This, you know, and this is all Matt Jarbo's fault too.
Yeah, come on, Matt Jarbo. Jeez.
He was there at the beginning, man. He started it. Oh my god. I'm kidding. Anybody that thinks I'm serious, then I'm not serious. Jarbo's good people.
He was there at the beginning, but
he was, but that's true. But he wasn't like the cause of it or anything.
No,
he was just reporting on the stuff, man.
Yeah.
and maybe had some, less than ideal opinions on stuff, but that's okay. He's a lot better now.
He's gone better, yeah.
Propaganda works best when those who are being manipulated are confident they are acting of their own free will.
Yes, absolutely true.
Who's this Go Web Bells guy? Go Web Bells? What is he? What was he about?
Yeah.
What did he say? What did he do? Is he cool?
He's fine. Just don't look it up. He's fine.
Oh man. So
racist? What?
By the way, the link to this article and also the posts from Twitter that we talked about earlier, those are in the descriptions of the streams. You're welcome to inspect these yourselves.
It's interesting. I have gotten any emails of people saying they wanted to come on and debunk.
You haven't got any emails? What?
After all that big talk. I haven't gotten any emails, people saying they want to come on and debunk anything we say.
Maybe I do.
All that big talk at the beginning.
No, they never do. They never do. And this is why. Because, I think we're to a point where some of them have to realize that they're just full of shit and they just don't care. So they're not going to even try to defend their positions. They don't care that they're morally wrong. And so they know the only result of coming onto a stream and having a conversation with us is that they're going to be revealed as morally fucked up. That's just a guess.
I will say, I do appreciate the people who are willing to talk to me on the other side, but they're very few and far between anymore.
Fascism is intersectional until they don't have to be. It's true.
True.
Ask what was his name? I always forget his name. Hitler's gay buddy. That wasn't his buddy after a while. So I mean, I don't. And here's the thing with this. This is way too big of a coincidence for the first part of what we talked about to have happened, and then just so happens that the U.S. government releases this indictment. I think that somehow they had some indication that this was going to happen. That's why I think that
as well.
I mean, it has to have, right?
Yeah. It's a wild. It's either the world's biggest coincidence or they had, some sort of foreknowledge.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been on Facebook since, basically whenever I started my YouTube channel, I killed my Facebook account.
Now, well, Facebook's interesting. So
go ahead.
It all kind of depends on your groups that you get caught in. I was just saying, Facebook, it all kind of depends on the groups you're in.
I mean, I don't know. I like that. Here's the thing that it's not clear that there will be any consequences for them immediately because here, let me pull up YouTube's responses because it really is just the standard thing that they do whenever they're pointed to something like this.
Okay, my internet should be caught up.
Where is it at? I by the way, I reached out to Kyle Katarn. Told him, he's got a standing open invitation to join the show if he ever wants to talk about this.
Well, Morgan, yes. They, to my understanding, those are the two named. But I do believe there will be indirect consequences of this. We will have to see, though.
Yeah, there's no telling how this can go. I mean, I'm sure this isn't even the last of the information to come out about this stuff.
Yeah. This all came out within the past couple of hours, guys. So there's likely more stuff going to be coming out throughout the next few days.
Oh, look at this. Look, there's still, it's all the fucking hits. They're bringing out all of the hits. Well, what about when Disney censored Finn to market movies in China?
Oh my God. Well, did you know they think the concentration camp in Mulan? You know that Mulan movie that everybody loved? You know?
So one thing he said here, because somebody pointed out, look, man, you know, you might get demonetized too. And he says, if YouTube just demonetizes all of us across the board, that's a net positive. I mean, I know offhand, I know of a couple of people that actually depend on money they make from YouTube, but I don't know. Maybe they should start preparing for that possibility. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they would just demonetize everybody, but like,
yeah, they aren't going to demonetize everybody. To my understanding, YouTube is an expensive service to run. They aren't going to just demonetize everybody just because. Listen, Nerdrotic in particular, I'm sure makes them a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a drop in the bucket compared to a lot of the other creators. It's not like they're demonetizing PewDiePie.
So let's see. All right. So Team YouTube said, really appreciate you bringing this to our attention. We take reports like this seriously and we'll pass this along to our on our end right now. Our policy team will handle all the next steps moving forward. Thanks again for this flag. Okay. Wait, this is actually way later than what I expected. Hold on. So maybe there was more movement on this?
Let's see.
I hate the way fucking Twitter replies are now, man. This is fucking stupid.
Oh, Twitter sucks balls anymore.
God,
like it was never great, but like it has gotten so much worse. I wonder if something changed about it in the past year or so.
Yeah. Look at all these fucking desperate fucking Chuds, man. Truly pathetic. Don't you have a job? Wow, what a loser you are. You know, the people that watch them, I presume they watched the video. You know, I don't know. You think so? Huh?
Wow. Yeah, no, he's getting all the greatest hits.
Uh-oh. Well, let's, it looks like you have something there, Bob, that you want to look at? Or
Oh, no, I was looking through this. I mean, we can go over the original thing I had.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was going to just look and see what these Chuds are saying real quick on YouTube, actually, because I'm sure they're all talking about it.
we can go over this because this is something I was certain the Chuds would jump on until this happened.
Yeah, they might have different priorities now.
Yeah, but anyways, just Jenna Ortega saying she wants women to have their own franchises. She doesn't want to see Jamie Bond. She wants to see another badass. You know, and it was something that obviously Variety's posting it. Variety's been questionable of how they market a lot of their headlines and stuff recently. Let's put it lightly. But yeah, I was searching a lot of the usual suspects would be going after this. I don't think they will any. Well, maybe they will. I mean, they do make 2,000 videos a day, so maybe they will. But this will definitely be lower on the priority. But yeah, it's a conversation about how, like, oh, there's so many gender swapped characters. Except how many gender swapped characters are there? Really? Really? And fortunately, I asked this on Twitter, and I got a very helpful response. We got Jerry Hogarth and Jessica Jones. Got
oh my God.
Pinhead and Hellraiser. We got Joan Watson in Elementary. We got Agent Burr in the Night. What's the Night Manager anyway? I've not even heard of that one. Jennifer Goines in 12 Monkeys. I know 12 Monkeys. Frederica Lowndes in Hannibal. You know, the shitty fucking detective. Not detective. Reporter. Just name a few off the top of my head. I mean, cool. And, and it's not even like, it's kind of almost missing the point, because what I was asking was a major character who was gender swapped. Right. None of these were I would consider major. The most major one is probably Pinhead of Hellraiser. And even like pointing out that one, I was like, okay, it was established in the Hellraiser universe. There's a ton of Cenobites. It's not unexpected there'd be another one that looks a lot like Pinhead. Like, my God, my God.
So I don't know if you're aware of this, but in the original novella, The Hellbound Heart, Pinhead was actually androgynous. Was not for one thing, wasn't called Pinhead. It was just
makes sense.
The Hell Priest was what they were called, and it was not did not have a gender. Was not presented with having a gender. So like, and then so technically the first fucking switch happened whenever the creator of the characters in the lore, who directed the first film, made him a him.
Yeah.
And then so this is actually just kind of balancing it out by having a female presenting one, right? Like it's
and here's the I well, actually, there was a fan of the channel. He might be in chat right now. Pointed out probably the most popular gender swap characters. Let me go ahead and pull this up.
Yeah, man. That's probably the most cited one. Almost was what fucking 20 years ago, dude. Literally 20 years ago, and a very popular character that was, you know, in large part responsible for some of the success that thing saw. It's just not really a good one to use as a bad example or something. I mean, that's if anything, if that's the example you want to go to, then hey, let's switch some more. Let's gender swap lots of characters, right?
This is an example of it being done kind of brilliantly, because Ronald D. Moore talks about how the character of Starbuck, you know, he was you know, a gambler, a drinker, a womanizer, you know, but those traits were presented as heroic because, you know, it's a 70s show. It's a different time. He was like, the best way to preserve those traits, it's to literally gender swap the character, which is what he did.
And there were people that were fucking whining about it back then too.
Yes. Probably the most noteworthy, Dirk Benedict, the original Starbuck, wrote an essay.
Yeah, he might have a different reason for it.
Well, yeah, we'll get into it. But yeah, he wrote an essay essentially that's almost like a critical drinker video. I think Jose covered it. But he has since then apologized, and him and Katie Sackhoff are friends now. Yeah.
Marvel was not gender swapped. Marvel was not gender swapped. Marvel died canonically, and then years later, Ms. Marvel, Carol Danvers, became Captain Marvel.
So, like, again, if this is our key example of a gender swap character, I think we need more.
Right.
This is
I mean, there's no guarantee they're all going to be that good, but you know.
Yeah. This is what you got? Okay.
The only blonde I've ever loved right there, man. It's just fucking whew. So Taskmaster would be like, I mean, look, I'm frustrated about what they did with Taskmaster, but it has nothing to do with gender. They could have done they could have used the characteristics that I feel are missing from Taskmaster. I think most people that are familiar with the character in comics know that there was quite a bit missing from the character. They could have done all of that, and it could have been a woman, and I'd been fine with that. But they didn't do any of it, and they made it a woman. So that's, you know, just kind of a not really part of my complaint there. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Was anybody upset about that, really? Or did it just become another thing that, yeah, that's true. Captain Marvel was not, or Marvel was not Captain Marvel in the MCU. Oh, where'd Bob go? He fucking left. Everybody's just bouncing off of this motherfucker right now. Everybody's leaving. Stormfront and the boys. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. They did that almost certainly to trigger the same people that would get upset about it, that they were criticizing with the character itself. They almost certainly did that. Let's see. Wait, Jarbo was offering to join what? What was Jarbo saying? What was he saying? Let me make sure that we got through everything we got to do here. That's true. That's true. Saturday. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I just thought it would be fun to suddenly let the computer shut down and drop out completely, that just randomly. It was fun.
No, The Boys is not a good comic. It is quite bad. Quite bad.
I have heard from many sources that the show is better.
Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes they change the gender of a character. For that, even getting into like taking the claim seriously that it's happening a whole lot, which it's not.
Yeah.
But even doing that is bypassing the point of like, why does it matter? Why does it matter to you so much? And the reason it matters to anybody, and that's why I don't think we should even entertain the point that they're trying to make. Like, just say, fucking, you're stupid. Why does it matter? It doesn't. Because they're trying to, some of them, as we now know, might be trying to just sow disinformation and chaos.
Yeah.
So, but they're trying to insinuate that it's some kind of plot against men. And there's no fucking plot against men, because I am one. There's no plot against me. Okay? Yeah, Red was race swap. That's true. Why do they call you Red? Maybe because I'm Irish. That's actually a line from the story.
Mm-hmm.
And they just it was very, very fucking smart, Frank Darabont, to just go ahead and keep that line in there. It makes it take on a whole new
that line was great. Yeah.
What a perfect movie. Let's just fucking talk about Shawshank, man. Holy shit.
Fucking best movie of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. Brooks was here, man. Brooks was here.
He was. Goddamn. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I showed that to my daughter, like, she was just kind of bored. And then it got to that part, and she is like just like a waterfall at that point. It's like, okay, I think she's into the movie.
So look, I don't understand why people are now just like trying their hardest to come up with examples as if it matters.
Yeah. Guys, the whole point is like, you have to look at the reasons, and lots of times the reasons don't even really matter, as long as they do a good job. And honestly, like, it's a weird thing to get caught up on. And the fact is, lots of people, to the point where even celebrities like Jenna Ortega are like talking about gender swapping as if it's really substantial. Because when I'm asking for major characters, even Starbucks, not quite what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like leads of stuff. Almost never happens.
Okay, so with this, that's not true. We have an agenda. Like, I don't think that we hide that. It's the people that, for one thing, just saying someone has an agenda. Everybody on fucking social media has an agenda. Like if they've got a brand, basically, then they have an agenda, whether that's to sell product or get views or whatever it is. So like just saying, oh, you've got an agenda is not actually a criticism, like Chuds have managed to make people think it is. Our agenda is to show how dishonest and hypocritical and fucking harmful and shitty these content creators are. I don't think that we are ashamed of that. I don't think we should be ashamed of that.
No. If you listen to these content creators and are just follow everything they say, and I've seen my comments, I know lots of people do. You need to break yourself from that. Frankly,
that's just a look, man. That's a really fucking lame cope with it's just a thing that Chuds try to use as to seem like they legitimately care. You don't legitimately care. What stories are you talking about? What stories are you talking about that are just secondhand stories? Why does this concept not exist around anybody except whenever it comes up in this context? That's fucking stupid. Stop. Look, I mean, I guess if I'm going to be as charitable as possible to YouTube and say that, okay, maybe it's not that they literally know that they're making money off of hate as much as they know that it would be opening a can of fucking free speech worms to start demonetizing these channels. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not saying that that's a good excuse. It's not. I'm just saying that they might not be ready to or want to deal with that kind of shit. I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not completely clear on how we handle social media. I just know that there's a serious fucking issue with it, and step one is just simply calling it out and reporting it as it comes up.
Morgan, hell yeah. Right. If the character already exists, you're not like creating a real black person and giving them a story that somebody else already had or something like that. That's just such a fucking nonsense argument. Thank you, Dane with the misspelled name. Gotta get that Y out of there. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's manufactured outrage shit, just like the
absolutely.
Just like the second-hand stories. What? Stories are not like fucking underwear, okay?
Well,
stories are not like fucking old socks. You should be proud to pass a story. A story is a good thing to pass along and to tell in another form and stuff like that. It's weird to kind of look at stories as if it's some secondhand. Oh, just this story again. Like,
I mean, that's how Homer existed throughout Greece. It was stories passed down to people generationally, until it gets written down in somewhat substantial form. But yeah, that's just how stories existed forever, just passing them down generation to generation.
Who's a grease ball? I just had a shower right before the stream. I'm not greasy at all. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Michael, what's up, man?
That is, yeah. That is true too, Sean.
I'm really fucking just fascinated by these attempts that they're doing today. It's like, is punching down to chase after the chuds. I don't even know what you mean by that, but no, it's not.
I mean, when they have hundreds of thousands to some of them over 1 million subs, no, that is not punching down.
I mean, I guess there could be an argument that it's technically kind of ableism.
I was thinking maybe punching down intellectually.
Yeah, there is an intellectual gap there. I mean, and if there is a dignity gap as well. So I mean, maybe then in that case, integrity. If you want to consider someone who has no integrity or little integrity, or corrupted integrity as being someone who needs to be coddled or something. I don't know. Yep. Hey guys, please hit the like and subscribe button if you've not done so already, whichever channel you're on. There's only 3 today. Did you know that, Bob? I didn't put it on. I didn't put it on DJs and turfs and stuff just because they weren't going to be on and didn't want to.
DJ's got shit going on in turf. I want everybody to just wish Turf well, because he just had his wisdom teeth pulled, and that is, if he's going through anything like I did, I was down for like a couple weeks, just in pain, sucking down yogurt, and I think for me it was worse than normal. But I just remember just kind of sucking down Vicodin and only feeling like a little bit better, just being miserable.
Oh, look, it's another, like, what does this even mean? What is your point? No point. That's what I'm saying. They told me that it takes them, like turf's been gone down for like a week. You took a couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure, because I had my 2 wisdom teeth pulled, and then I had another one pulled because it had gotten like damaged from my wisdom teeth didn't come in all at once. They came in very slowly over the course of years. So just like every once in a while, I would kind of have an ache in my jaw. And then eventually, but what that did was it basically pushed the teeth in front of them forward. And on one side, it actually fucking cracked my tooth. They had to get that shit out of there.
And I remember I had one of them pretty much dissolving in my mouth when I had to get them pulled.
So I had those removed and the one that had cracked, and it's like I'm pretty sure that it was like a couple of days, and I was just back to whatever, you know.
Yeah, you need to shut up about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not a coward. I'm not a little vagina like you.
Is that it, dude? You have no idea what pain is. You.
Let's see. If it's a pre-existing character with clear defined definition and you change that, that is lazy. But then again, I don't like Elseworld stories at all. Well, that's.
Hey, that's the thing.
That is.
I don't like some Elseworld stories. I don't.
Yeah, some of them are pretty bad. Man, you know what? Before all of this shit blew open today, we were just going to talk about comics.
Yeah,
we're literally just going to. It was like, hey, it's just me and Bob. Turf doesn't, you know, he's starting to get into comics. We'll check in with him on that and see if he's gotten any yet. But like, he's starting to get into them. But otherwise, he doesn't know comic stuff. DJ wasn't going to be on today, so it's just me and Bob. Bob's been reading more comics. I
got the nice foil cover today. Exceptional X-Men. Excited to check this out.
Exceptional X-Men was actually really good.
I've been hearing good things. I've also been hearing the Chuds don't like it, and I'm like, oh, I like that.
Yeah, well, because I mean, because Kitty Pryde, you know, got a date with a woman, and anybody that was reading during the Krakoan era should know that they had pushed that that bisexuality forward a little bit, a couple times with her, but
shocking.
No, I think we're not going to do the Massive Verse first. What we're going to do is some Valiant stuff, I think. Check in on Friday. On Friday night, we will talk about that. Yeah. I don't know if Bob of the Old Ways you're going to be available on Friday night, but if so, we will start talking about our media club then. Oh my God! Did somebody think that? Wait.
Oh wait.
Damn, they're moving fast.
I'm trying to. Okay. I think
God.
we both saw the same one. It's like, what? So, little comic history for you guys. There's a character called Shadowcat, aka Kitty Pryde. There's another character called Rogue. These are completely different characters with a completely different power set. I guess women with brown hair, maybe.
But like, you know. Rogue has like the white streak.
Yeah. One like can like absorb your powers with touch, and the other one can phase through stuff. Like they're not all that similar.
This is
been
three
around
books,
longer. Yeah.
3 books from the Massive Verse. It started with Radiant Black a couple of years ago, and it's slowly expanded title by title. To where it is all. This is actually the official Image Comics universe, superhero universe. Although speaking of Image Comics universe, I finished Local Man. Holy fucking shit, man! I know that nobody's read that, so I'm not even going to get into it. But like, Jesus Christ, I don't even know where to start. Morgan, I'll have to tell you about it because you're the only one to be able to follow, I think, and probably Bob of the Old Ways too. Rogue, y'all, not Rouge.
Yeah, Rouge is a great character.
Oh, doing a both sides on Russian fucking Cyborg.
Yeah.
Yep. The Cyborg occurs in both directions, though. Yeah, I mean.
True.
Oh, he's going to give us a little.
I'm against it in both ways.
Well, what does this mean? What do you think is the genesis of the movement of the majority of the world population into organizations outside of the U.S. system? What the fuck does that mean? Is it accurate to characterize this as rejection of U.S.? I don't even know what you're talking about. We're going to have to chalk this up to like the guy that wanted our abortion takes, I think.
Hello, you've reached the abortion segment of the Shillcast stream.
No, that's actually great news, man. That's great news because that means we'll be able to catch up. Are you doing disinformation in our chat, man? You really seem like you're determined to do that. I mean, I'm going to let you keep going, though. I'm interested. I'm curious.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny to just see a literal indictment that spells out what is the product of a clearly an investigation using government resources to find that there's a literal fucking foreign operation that was operating in the U.S. through popular media on the right wing, which presumably is what side you're on, right? Oh, I have no horse in the fight. Right.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
That's definitely what somebody that says, oh, it's both sides. They never have a horse in the fight.
True.
And I don't know if you meant to mix metaphors like that, but I'm going to start using that. I'm going to start saying, I got no horse in this fight.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can horse fight, man. I've read Deadly Class. I've read it.
If he's in my channel, then he has been subscribed for at least 20 minutes.
Damn.
You put work in. You put work.
What's funny is I did not put any restrictions on mine. I forgot.
Oh shit.
So, whoopsie. Horse fighter is going to be fighting Horseman. Yeah.
Oh damn! I can't wait.
I mean, who can afford a fucking horse in this economy? Yeah, like Tim Pool, the centrist, who now does a fucking show with a bunch of right wingers, and
but he's just centrist, man.
Adam Friended, who's voting for Trump, and yeah, centrism is a fucking fake thing. It's not real. Oh, I did have a video that I wanted to check out. Sorry, what?
No, I was just gonna say, like, when you have one side that says, everybody should have equal rights, and another side that says essentially, fuck all women and minorities. And you're in the middle of that, going, oh, I don't know, both sides have good points. Yeah, I think I know
this trailer that I got.
I think I know.
I got a trailer here it's for Avengers Doomsday. Let's check it out.
Damn, already? Holy crap.
So you're telling me that this is not your universe?
That's right. My universe has been destroyed. And the responsible. It's in this one.
You'll never understand it, Reed. I've only one goal.
What is that?
I'm your chance to have peace in our time. Since my work.
I wish I'd noticed it when I first reacted to this, because in the video that went up on my channel earlier, I hadn't spotted it until I was editing this earlier. And there's a part where fucking Tom, what's his name, Spider-Man kid, where he says he's supposed to say you don't know what you're doing or something. He's like, I don't know, it's something really fucking weird, but AI generated type of thing. And it's funny.
The world was destroyed. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to prevent any.
So that, I said it in my video, I think that looks like it's from the thing in Tropic Thunder where it's the trailer of him and Tobey Maguire.
Oh yeah, with the monk thing. Yeah,
that looks exactly the way he was looking in that. I mean, it kind of is. There's if you watch that video on my channel from earlier, there's varying degrees of good. Like, you might not be able to see it as well because I don't know what you're watching it on, but like there's some pretty clear signs that
the other world from going through the same thing.
I mean, for one thing, a lot of the shots that aren't AI are literally just from other things that you're it's obvious if you know what you're looking at.
So many establishing shots in this.
Yeah, just like establishment shot the movie.
Yeah.
Fucking.
You have not idea what you're doing.
You have not idea what you're doing, he said.
Idea what you're doing.
That's how humans speak.
You have not idea what you're doing.
Not idea what you're doing.
I think I got a new drop. I'm gonna have to clip out of there.
Once I finish my work, there will only be one thing that will save the multiverse from destruction. The rule of doom.
So, and that's true, Royal Fino. It is next level. And the reason they put so much into this is because they make fucking hell of money. These guys are making so much fucking money. If you look at their views, they're getting millions of views on these fake trailers. And then you look at the comment sections, and there's like a non-zero number of people that think it's a real trailer.
I'm a little disappointed in humanity if you watch this and think it's a real trailer. That being said, there's lots of people who follow these chuds kind of mindlessly, so maybe.
Right. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to show, actually. Doom's voice is not very good. Yeah, that's true.
It's
Hopefully
spotty.
Robert Downey
That's
Jr. will do a
true.
little better than that.
Yeah. I guess actual Robert Downey Jr. might do a better voice than fake Robert Downey Jr.
What? What do you mean you can't put a coffee link on yours? On your what? On YouTube? What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about sued by the studios or whatever, right? Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused. Getting sued? Do you mean getting copyright? Because like they won't sue you for that. I mean they might, but they won't. I mean,
they might.
It's always a threat they have out there. But like, keep in mind, the only time they've actually done that, they lost spectacularly. So DJ was not able to be with us today. He's putting down some carpet or something. I don't think that's a euphemism. No, it's actually not.
But he does have a video that might be worth checking out. I think it is, actually. I watched it. I'm gonna be honest.
Can you be?
Oh yeah.
How pathetic and ignorant do you have to be to continue to be taken advantage of by people who absolutely 100%?
And this was before all this shit came out today. He was saying this.
Admit to doing it. These really bad car salesmen of the grift, of the outrage. You continue to support them, and you.
I'm gonna be right back, Bob.
Okay.
You love. I think it's a fetish at this point. I think that you guys actually love being taken advantage of. I think that's the reality of it. If you had a dating profile for outrage grift content in the bio, instead of pronouns, it would say, "Please take advantage of me!" ! Because I'm an idiot. It keeps going. Because I'm an idiot, and I will believe anything they tell me because they echo my values. That's what it should say on there. If I were a betting man, I would assume that. Because here you have Endymion, just like a lot of these other channels, who are jumping on this Concord situation. And let me very quickly explain what happened here. So Concord is a game that I didn't even realize had been released because they did an awful job of promoting the game. It's from...
Which is 100% true. I didn't even know it was released until I saw Eric's video here.
Sony, it's being shut down. They're refunding the players because the interest just isn't there. Now, this is a game that, from what I could tell, I did a little research, has been in development for almost a decade. It's very boring, generic. It looks like just every other game in that genre, but not as interesting. And to be quite honest, myself and many other people had never even heard of the game. That's neither here nor there. I don't really care. The game is shutting down. They're refunding people. Everybody that spent money on it, you'll get your money back. I haven't even seen anybody upset that the game is getting canceled, particularly because it just doesn't look like a very fun game. However, I want to read this tweet. And the funny thing is he puts a little disclaimer in here, which I think is hilarious. But I'm going to read this tweet, and then I'm going to explain to you why you should be reconsidering taking part in allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. And when I say that, I'm talking to the people that support this kind of content. Because y'all, there's something it's not right. I don't know what it is. Something isn't right. And you've allowed them to, when I say them, I mean these guys, you've allowed them to take fun out of your lives, just in general. So let's get into this tweet. And like I said, there's a funny comment in here where he's trying to talk about people like myself who love to call him out on his shit with a passive aggressive disclaimer. So he says, I just want to say in terms of Concord dying, like this that the modern audience does in fact not exist, and going woke has never been more true to be a fast way to go broke. Let me explain the ignorance in that statement, just in general, right? So how do you explain the other diverse games?
I mean, yeah, because the thing that they deny on a regular basis, that we live in a society that is permeated with attitudes of white supremacy, that's why. Because it's somehow easier for a lot of people to feel like being asked to consider other perspectives which is what, wokeness is essentially. Just like, hey, have you ever considered that other people don't have the same life experience as you, and sometimes that's pretty shitty for them? Nope, never considered it. You're trying to make me woke, and But yeah, what? Endymion hasn't deleted his fucking channel yet, apparently.
What?
I could have sworn I told him to do that like months ago.
Yeah. What the hell, man? Fucking slacker.
I thought he was going to do it.
Yeah.
I figured he'd do the right thing.
He'd be like, oh, shit, he's right.
I mean, we do live in a society. That's true.
Not wrong.
You think they're going to say that in the Joker 2 movie? They're going to say we live in a society?
Oh, they better.
I bet there's a song, because it's a musical. I bet there's a song about it.
Yes. We live in a society. That'd be amazing.
Oh, yeah, I meant to show this, speaking of the Avengers Doomsday thing. Feige, Disney, whoever very easily could have told them they have to do certain things that are going to spin off into future projects or whatever.
Yeah.
And they didn't really do that.
This movie was a love letter to the Fox universe. Actually, Dean in my comments brought up a very good point. They did miss a cameo with Foggy Nelson. He was right there, and they didn't do it.
Yeah. That would have been confusing. Like, wow, you wouldn't just hire the same actor that's been in the movie since the first Iron Man film to play another character later on in the MCU, would you?
No.
All right, you assholes.
Yeah.
What?
Turf is our Porky Pig.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, let me go ahead and add that as a drop. Oh, is Jarbo still around? Okay. Where does he want the link on the old Twitters, I suppose?
He didn't tell me. I assume you have a way. Oh.
All right. Well,
yeah, that was a little bit ago. So let's see.
What's that?
It was a little bit ago, but
oh, my bad.
He might still be around. So chat. Are you disappointed they didn't get Foggy Nelson in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Fan favorite Foggy Nelson.
Because whenever people think of Foggy Nelson, they're thinking of Jon Favreau, right? It's no brainer, right? No.
I'm trying to look and see if there's anything on Reddit about today's stuff. Oh, look who was on their podcast just today on Lauren Chen, who is a known tool for Russia. You got The Quartering.
Oh, nice.
Is on today. What a bad day to be a guest on there. I mean, what a bad day to be The Quartering. Any day is that. It's
yeah.
a bad day to be him.
Probably the most popular thing he ever created was him peeing in the basement or him shitting at Walmart.
You watch Rings of Power, Bob?
Yes, I did. I feel like it's kind of like last season where it's starting slow. That being said, I feel like it's starting better than it did last season. I'm interested to see where it goes because last season, like I thought the beginning wasn't great, but like by the time it ended, I was like fully hooked. And then this one's starting a bit stronger than it was last season, so I'm really kind of excited to see where it goes because they're definitely planting some interesting seeds. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see where it goes at this point.
That's fucking dope.
Oh, I did hear something about that. Yeah, that seems familiar. Yeah,
Well,
I'll also say I thought there'd be more seasons of Mandalorian. It seems like they're just going to segue straight into the movie now.
So I think Low Watermark and I are going to try to set up a conversation on, a chat on stream for Friday or Saturday night, Bob.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to be available for the weekend.
I actually don't know either. I'm definitely not available Friday.
Okay.
I have no idea if I'm going to have the kids this weekend though. So maybe not.
But I mean, I was already, looking forward to talking to him. But then after today, I'm definitely going to have some extra questions. It's really just kind of getting perspective from one another, I think.
Yeah.
Because he's apparently the only fucking conservative side guy that is able to have a actual conversation.
Yeah, no, he seems like a good guy to me. So
yeah,
I think he'll be a good conversation.
No,
if it's Saturday night and I'm available, I will jump in. I will raid. Oof.
I would say if you're not into Lord of the Rings, you're not huge into Lord of the Rings, I would probably. I mean, no, I'd say if you
I don't
want
know if you need to be huge into Lord of the Rings, but like you have to like it. Like if you're not a fan of those movies, I won't dive in. I'd say
they suck at reading.
The best gauge.
Because they suck at reading, and they, I guess because it's not novels aren't generally, they don't become, trending topics generally, right?
I mean, yeah, I was about ready to say, well, I mean, Comicsgate goes over comics, but yeah, that's about it. Something you can read in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I know, man.
Holy smokes. Like a couple weeks ago, I went over some Comicsgate videos, and Jesus Christ, even Ethan Van Sciver, those videos are fucking awful. I mean, just putting aside the content, just the basic production quality, Jesus Christ.
I think once we're done here with the show, I will play on the way out the door a clip from where we actually watched a video from the other day, last week or whatever, with Low Watermark was in the video. So that conversation about Chuds on BTM Reviews channel.
Wait, do we talk about Chuds?
Sometimes we do. Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, that's news to me. Okay. I thought we just talked about Russian agents. Oh.
Oh, got him. Got him. Oh my god. Ugh. Okay, so let's talk about this actually, because I know that's what the video that I was forcing you guys to watch is about. I had never even heard of Concord until yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to pause DJ's thing to be like, I hadn't heard of Concord until I freaking watched that video.
And in fact, this brings me back to what. So before we didn't have any show planned today, we did have a show planned today yesterday, because originally I had gotten McDizzle Gaming as a guest. We're going to check his video out actually. We're going to do that. So McDizzle Gaming is a YouTuber I had not heard of until I saw that he did a Grayson-like thread about Grums, Mark Kearns. And he seems like he's been doing a lot of work to investigate Mark Kearns' whole grift that he's got going on. We talked about Mark Kearns very briefly, like months ago. Whenever the whole Sweet Baby Ink stuff first, it was actually about Stellar Blade. Is why we covered it. But he's the guy that made that bus. He had that bus made that was just like a terrible monstrosity that was never fucking used and just like was a waste of fucking money. So we were going to have McDizzle Gaming on, and then realized that Turf Nation was not going to be available this week. And look, we could have just gone ahead and had McDizzle Gaming on, and I thank him for being understanding and being willing to wait till next week. But you know, Turf is into the comic book stuff, and we talk about that a lot. He's way more into the gaming stuff than me and Bob are. So we're just like, you know what? Let's wait till next week when Turf is back, and you know, let him head up that whole program, because he'll definitely be able to ask better questions, have better conversation about the topic. But we can kind of start to prime ourselves and get informed here by watching a video real quick. Okay, the crowdfunding scam of Ember. It's apparently the name of his Mark Kern's something. I don't know. This guy's so blatantly a grifter, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
He kind of comes off like he's trying to be like the Eric July of gaming, it seems like.
Jesus.
Oh, and then I also have the video from today of Jeremy Griggs responding to you know, the targeted harassment that he's experiencing.
Oh dear, poor guy. Yeah.
Let's see. So, I mean, I bet it. You think these guys are feeling the pressure right now, by the way?
I suspect they are. I've already noticed they're doing response videos to this stuff already. So
everything from Grayson's thread to you know, to this stuff today, and just like, and us. Well, I mean, we haven't stopped. We've been putting pressure on them. You know, they don't like to acknowledge it, but we have.
Well, amplified some voices though. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I honestly think that like just there's been clues here and there that they're way more aware of us than they want to admit, because you know, it wouldn't be good for them. And I think that this shit that came out today is why because they know that we have their fucking number, right? Like it's not like we're just some cringe SJWs that they can point their audience at to laugh at us. You know, that we actually are saying things that are fucking truly fucking damaging to their whole thing. And that's, you know, that's why it sucks to be so good, man. You know, we're too good.
Yeah, true. We're too awesome. It's a curse. It really is. And you know what's great is our humility.
Yeah, we're so fucking humble, dude.
It's amazing.
We're
It's
so
fucking awesome.
fucking humble.
Nobody's
God.
more humble than us. No,
nobody. All right. Let's see. Are we sure that they care about being called out and stuff? I mean, they have to realize that there is a certain amount of pressure that will cause YouTube to, you know, I mean, I don't know what that is. I don't know if really if there actually is an amount, but they have to be aware that it's possible for their grift to end. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here goes this.
Shaping up to be one of the biggest crowdfunding scams in gaming history. And the cool thing for us is that it's happening in real time, so we don't just need to talk about it past tense, although there is a huge substantiated history of this scam over the last 8 years. I made a video with a financial deep dive into Ember. Although it didn't get much traction on YouTube, it did get a lot of traction on Twitter. So much that even people that support Mark/Grums started questioning him about it, to the point that he needed to respond. Has Mark Kern been crowdfunding massive amounts of money for over 8 years to develop a demo like he's told everyone? Or has he been using that money to write a novel or make a tabletop game? Or did he take 2 years off and still continue to crowdfund upwards of $250,000 for not developing the game? I'm sorry, not a game, but just a demo, in order to set up a Kickstarter and start his own company. Which is funny because he's not even the CEO of his own company that's doing Ember. It's some 78-year-old man with the same last name as Mark. That is likely because Mark has a tax lien against him from the state.
I mean, I agree. I can't speak for you know, Kyle Katarn or Rewriting Realty or whatever, but like, no, I mean, that has to be kind of the approach though, because what else is there? If the goal is to limit and restrict their reach, then we either get them deplatformed or reduce their financial incentive to do what they're doing.
I mean, I'll be 100% honest. If they lose their financial incentive, I don't see them making this stuff.
No.
I don't. They're doing this for the money, purely, blatantly. If you think Nerdrotic Gary is doing this because he truly believes it, then you haven't seen his old content.
But I mean, speaking of which, we are talking about capitalism here. So like, no, we shouldn't expect them to do it because it's the right thing to do. Because they would have done it already for that. We should expect them to do it if there is a, if there's a financial disincentive for YouTube. I wish I knew what you base that on. I mean, why? They demonetize channels all the time. Clearly there's something going on here where they're okay with, to some degree, whatever. Maybe they just aren't fully aware of or what. But like, look, if there's enough of a fucking stink raised, then, and that's typically whenever you get a company to do the right thing, it's because they've finally had enough backlash that it's going to affect their profit. And, you're right in that regard. That's probably never going to happen as far as YouTube goes. They're, even if you got rid of all these chud channels, they're still going to be making a shitload of money. But, yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Depending on where this stuff goes.
True.
I mean, we're not saying that necessarily right now. It doesn't. There's other times after an election cycle that exist, But I mean, I don't know, man. It seems kind of weird that you're so defensive about it.
Well, I don't know if he's being defensive about, but like, yeah, it's not so much that we're expecting YouTube to actually do it, but it's more just us kind of saying, hey, YouTube, do the right thing. And I'm not expecting him to actually do the right thing, but it's good to hold them accountable. Even though, our size is so fucking limited, it's not going to have much of an impact on them. But,
this is true.
You do what you can.
Trump winning would make this shit not matter. It would all go away. This would be the norm. This kind of content.
Yeah.
Funded by Russia and whatnot. No, I mean, I get it, but also just like there's something to be said for not farting in the party bus.
I love you. Do not like the. What would it be? Is that Dutch oven?
California for
Dutch
over
ovening the party bus?
$265,000. This is attached to all past, present, and future property. A lien is basically the right to a property to take care of debts. It gets worse. The 78-year-old man who has the same last name of Mark, likely his father, who as of August 2023 has tax liens against any past, present, future properties, bank accounts, and funds. This is the CEO of Crixa Labs who owns Ember. So it sounds like the company's already in trouble, and his response makes things a lot worse for him. In today's video, we'll take a look at those allegations I placed on Grums, as well as analyze his response. At the conclusion of this video, you should have a very good understanding of Mark Kern's web of deceit.
Actually, watching your video, your conversation you had the other day with BTM Reviews and Chris Bacon, y'all were talking about how like you noticed that these guys just like were doing a performance and they're basically just doing a formula. Gary and all these guys, and like hearing this information that came out today, this indictment, that kind of adds context to that, right? Low watermark, does that kind of support the reason why they're not to say that they're necessarily that, but like that they're buddies with content creators who are literally working as Russian agents. They're rubbing elbows with those folks, and so they see that what's working for them, they're going to start doing the same shit, whether they're knowingly doing that kind of formulaic content for that purpose or not. I don't know. Yeah. They demonetized Crowder. That's true. Yeah, they demonetized Crowder. They demonetized Geeks and Gamers for like half a day one time. I don't know what the fuck the circumstances were there, but like, you know, it's not impossible.
Lies and greed. Now, people have mentioned that I might be biased because I don't like Mark Kern. To that I say I don't have to like someone to investigate them. And
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true that we don't like these people we talk about, but it's also true that they are scumbags and fucking grifters. They're not mutually exclusive.
No, we're not allowed to call them scumbags and grifters unless we enjoy their content.
Right. We are completely neutral. Anyway, we're gonna have McDizzle Gaming on. I'm gonna go ahead and drop his link, show his channel and stuff, just so you guys can check him out in the meantime if you want to. Yeah, we're gonna have him on next week, I think, assuming that I think we might be doing Tuesday next week, right?
Yeah, I think that was the plan. Yeah.
But this guy's been doing some serious work, you know, as far as like looking at just at the numbers, the financials of all this shit, and it really does seem like Kearns is pretty openly grifting, you know, and then the reactions to what being called out about it doesn't help his, you know, doesn't look good.
What?
Yeah. What else we got? Do we want to do anything else before we get out of here?
Kind of the only other thing I could think of was more of a roundtable discussion, so kind of wanted more people involved. But like, I don't know. I guess we could hint on it a little bit. Like, and honestly, Adam Conover covered it kind of nicely. I watched that video last night because it's something I was kind of looking at.
Oh yeah, that.
TV sucks. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah. All shows get canceled after a season. All seasons are like, if you're lucky, 10 episodes long. Heck, we were just looking at Battlestar Galactica. That was a series that like it got lots of critical acclaim, but struggled in ratings to keep going. Made it to 4 seasons for 20 episode seasons, mind you. 20 episode season is insane at this point. Velma got 20 episodes. That's about it. Well,
by the way, thanks Greg B for looking out on that character that you got rid of in chat. That it's kind of crazy that you happen to know him outside of this context, but you know, good job.
I mean, the big thing about TV right now is it's not just like broadcast I'm talking about. It's streamers because they're all affecting each other right now. They're all trying to cast a net to just be for everybody. You know, and that's something Adam Conover brought up that I didn't even know about. Like, I remember when I was growing up and the cable TV stations I used to watch were Comedy Central and Sci-Fi. Pretty much I'd focus around those two because that's what I like. I like to laugh, and I like sci-fi. You don't really get that anymore. Like, you just get mostly just these streaming services that just cover fucking everything.
So here is that Adam Conover video. Guys should check that out. It's actually really informative, of course, because the video is typically packed with lots of context.
Yeah.
Like,
it talks about, you know, it doesn't talk about this stuff directly, but like how the Acolyte was canceled. It's the same thing. How,
oh god damn it! I completely forgot about this one. That was going to be something too.
We can still go into. We can actually go into that one.
All right.
Because this one, I'm not going to say too much more. And I was also going to bring up how Strange New Worlds. The producers of Strange New Worlds actually want more than 10 episodes, and I'm missing like Star Trek filler episodes. Some of the best episodes of Star Trek are just fucking filler. Yeah, Strange New Worlds. I would love to have a 20 episode season.
So yeah, guys, do you want to hear all of the fucking the secrets revealed about all the fucking shady dealings that Marvel fucking television has been doing? They're fucking shady, man. They're fucking doing lots of crazy, unethical, fucked up shit. Just really fucked up shit, man. But if you want to know what it is, you got to pay $9.99 and go to Bo DeMaio's fucking OnlyFans.
You'll probably get some nudes too, but yeah.
Grifter piece of shit, dude. Like, I can't believe.
No, it's one of those things where it's like, oh my god. Listen, Bo DeMaio. Clearly a talented writer, and outside that seemed like a completely shallow piece of shit, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's actually. I did a little bit of a whenever all the stuff came out about what he had done a couple weeks ago. I needed to get that uploaded, by the way. Like all the stuff about, like I did a little bit of reinvestigating of what he actually was responsible for. So for one thing, he claimed a lot more credit and took up a lot of limelight compared to, other people. Like his name was first in the he was the head writer, I guess, and he pitched the show or the plot line for the season 1, I suppose, too. But like, what did he really write? Because these stories already fucking existed, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of writers that could take the X-Men stories that already exist and just kind of like shuffle around the details a little bit and still write a pretty fucking compelling, thing that's like, it's not like he drew it out of thin air. This stuff was, a lot of it was Claremont.
He created Magneto and Asteroid M and Bastion and Mr. Sinister and Wolverine losing his adamantium and oh fuck, wait a minute, that's all from the comic book.
Just shuffle, copy, paste. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he did it. I'm not saying it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, to his credit, there is a talent in just grabbing and copying and pasting and make it cohesive. There is a talent to that. But it doesn't remotely forgive the shit.
First and foremost, he has what he deserves. He deserves praise for recognizing the emotional resonance in specific moments and stories and themes in the X-Men comics, for sure.
Yes.
But I mean, there's a lot of X-Men fans that read the comics, probably don't even consider themselves writers, that could maybe do the same thing. But then, like, it seems like he just kind of was a fucking douchebag, obviously, and then like sending pictures of his dick and stuff to people, and oh, dude, come on, what are you doing, man?
Here, animate this pose, and it's a fucking nude of him, fucking creepy shit.
And then in hindsight, it seems like, honestly, Disney, Marvel, they played it right by not talking about this thing whenever, there's like, look, we're gonna fire you, and we're not gonna talk about it, and we dare you to talk about it.
We're gonna fire you, and you're gonna count yourself lucky and shut the fuck up. And that's the thing, he just couldn't shut the fuck up. Like, he was talking about X-Men 97 the whole time, and he wasn't supposed to be doing that. But, like, they kind of let it go. And until recently, when he just started, like, throwing out all these, oh, this is why I was really fired shit. That's when shit started hitting the fan.
Yeah. Bo Steven Kreider.
God, Jesus. I forgot Steven Crowder did that shit, too.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so there's that. Look, I guess that's all it took to talk about it. He's fucking now wanting $10 to hear all the fucking
tell the true story. It's like, oh, you grifter piece of shit.
Come on, man. Like, between him and, like, I don't know, fucking Kaepernick, like, there's been a couple of guys lately that just like go from having, they're in the peak of that's a good person right there doing the right thing, and then just like fucking sullied it all quickly.
What? Okay, I actually didn't know. What did Kaepernick do?
You don't know about Kaepernick and his AI comic company?
Oh,
dude,
shit.
He fucking he's put money into like this company that's basically looking to make AI comic books, and he's like, he's trying to make it. Not only that they're going to make they're going to offer it to the public as a service, so anybody can make comics. It's so fucking, and he talks about how like the gatekeepers of the industry, and what he's really talking about is like not having talent. It's like, look, man, I believe in equity. I believe everybody should have an opportunity to try anything that they want to do, but like some people just don't have talent. And
listen, like, it's one of those things where I'm okay with some of that for like proof of concept, but like not for an actual book. God damn. No.
Yeah, he's if it succeeds, then essentially you would have a bunch of people flooding the market with the indie market with a bunch of crap, because people that shouldn't be, really, I mean, I say shouldn't be, it's all subjective, I guess, but like, there's going to be, essentially, you're going to have a lot of artists who are out of work, for one thing.
Yeah,
because everybody's going to consider themselves a comic book writer.
Yeah.
That's okay. Me either, man. Me either. And that's okay. We can be talentless.
Listen, if you guys ever want to read one of my comic books, it'll be great. I will draw the most intricate, beautiful stick figures you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing.
Man, I just want to talk about local, man. God damn it. All right, I'm going to give us 60 seconds of this video, and then we're done.
Ooh.
What's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today, unfortunately, I have to address some internet drama because you've got a targeted campaign going after Geeks and Gamers and a few other channels, and there's just such a
spoiler.
Oh no!
A couple predictions. He's not going to say Kyle Katarn's name. He's not going to say rewriting Ripley. And I don't think it's probably an accident that he happens to be on someone else's post about this.
I thought that was interesting. Yeah,
the original, because there's a bunch of people that posted it on their own. Yeah,
yeah. This
an obvious lie in this targeted campaign that I can easily disprove with facts, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to show facts and reality to disprove the obvious lie that they start this thing out with. That was their big trump card, to start out with an obvious lie about Geeks and Gamers in order to tag Team YouTube to try and get our channel in trouble. For the record, this is the most pathetic behavior a content creator can make. When one
more prediction. He does not denounce any of the racist shit that's quoted as him and his buddies were saying. None of that. He's not going to denounce anything. He's not going to say this stuff is actually abhorrent. I can't believe that they would lie. Like, no.
Well, I mean, that's one thing. Like, he's saying that this is a targeted campaign against me. You know, isn't this a terrible thing? And it's like these is just a couple paperwork, which is pretty much facts and quotes from these guys. Just raw facts.
I mean, I'm curious what he thinks the big lie is. I'm curious what he's going to say.
Yeah, but as opposed to the targeted campaigns these guys do against actors and actresses just for being women or people of color in franchises that apparently they're not allowed to be in.
Right.
Content creator tags Team YouTube and tries to get another content creator in trouble because they disagree with them. It is truly the
so he's already just we're almost at a minute.
Yeah, are we gonna get to the lie, Jeremy?
He's completely downplayed the point of this thing because he disagrees with their opinions. That's not that's the thing, guys. This might be what the tricky thing is with communicating. I mean, it really is. As what we do, the biggest challenge, I think you probably agree, Bob, is attempting to show that what they're presenting is just their opinions, even as nakedly racist as it might be to us and some people, it isn't to other people, I guess. And also showing the pattern of that as being an overarching agenda of it's all couched as their opinions. We're just telling our opinions, guys. Just our opinions, just different opinions.
Why are you criticizing them for their opinions?
This is not true. I think you were being sarcastic, but yeah.
Bottom of the barrel, and that is what Star Wars Explained is doing right now. Truly the most disgusting thing they can do. But let's look at the specifics. So here's Molly Damon, who says, I've spoken at length about all of this in the past, but the only way things get better is if Team YouTube does something to discourage this type of content. Until then, it will only get worse. This is...
So he could actually disprove that with some facts right now. He could open up his Social Blade or some other equivalent thing, or some of the other guys, and be like, no, it can't get worse. I mean, it can get worse for us because our channels are not doing so well compared to what we used to do. But so it can actually get better in that regard for you, but worse for us. I don't know.
This is it right here. Okay, this is it. And the facts, they present this as the facts. In 2018, Geeks and Gamers encouraged harassment of Vietnamese American actor Kelly Marie Tran, leading up to Tran's departure from Instagram due to prolonged harassment. Geeks and Gamers published nearly 15 videos relevant to Tran's Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi character Rose Tico. The channel claimed that Tran's character is one of the most hideous characters of all time, the most unlikable character, and exists for forced diversity. Many of the comments found in Geeks and Gamers videos can be seen as hateful comments under Tran's now deleted Instagram post. Okay, so I said nothing about Kelly Marie Tran in any of that, but I do have a video up when the report came out about Kelly Marie Tran, and it says Star Wars actress Kelly Marie Tran deletes Instagram post following apparent online harassment. This is on the Geeks and Gamers channel from 6 years ago. This was my immediate reaction. You can go watch this video. It's an hour long. It's a live stream where as soon as the story broke, I got up and pointed my camera at my computer and I talked to my audience live. You can go watch the whole video for yourself. This is the targeted harassment that they are claiming Geeks and Gamers put against Kelly Marie Tran.
But yeah, many times I've said Kelly Marie Tran is actually a sweetheart. I think she's every interview I've ever seen with her, she comes off as a genuinely sweet person. And I think she's incredibly likable. Incredibly likable. You know, and it sucks that her character was so terribly written and terribly, you know, fleshed out, because the character Rose did not take advantage of all of the charm that Kelly Marie Tran has as a human being. And that sucks, but that's not her fault.
I've said this consistently about Kelly Marie Tran, that she seems like an incredibly sweet person. And
well, that's interesting. Let's see what he said in this article that he wrote. I assume this is him, Megazord Jeremy, on the Geeks Gamers website. I feel bad for Jake Lloyd more than Kelly Marie Tran. Does anybody confirm? Is this him? Oh, not authorized to review it. Okay, fair enough. Well, this is on his website. A lot of people are going to get mad at me, even for saying this. But hey, I have a right to my opinion, and Geeks and Gamers encourages individual thought. But I feel bad more for Jake Lloyd, who played the kid version of Anakin Skywalker, than I do for Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose Tico. This is old news about Kelly Marie Tran getting bullied online by a couple of trolls, and the whole fucking internet went wild saying, "Oh, poor Kelly," as if a lot of people who have things like Facebook and Twitter don't get bullied on a regular basis. Also, and Kelly Marie Tran is the first. What happened to Kelly Marie Tran, whether you agree with me or not, in my opinion, is a bit sized compared to the crap that happened to Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd, for one thing, had people bullying him up to his face in public, doing things like making lightsaber noises. Oh, God. He also had actual people come up to him and say he was what ruined Star Wars. And, you know, and he just goes on to just fucking say a bunch of really dumb shit. This is where it's at right here. Wait. Meanwhile, Kelly Marie Tran was likely over 18 when she began taking roles in movies and shows, having her own choice along with her own outcomes to her own choices. Kelly Marie Tran is an adult woman and fully formed frontal lobe used for reasoning when she got her role of Rose Tico, and should have been mature and smart enough to foresee her ending up in a situation of being a public figure where people would say shit about her online and be able to weigh in risks, gain, you know. And then he starts talking about who could serve in the army in the Western world. Last time I checked, the 9-year-old. Like, what the fuck?
All right. So, you know, I don't know about that article. You know, maybe it's a coincidence. It's different Jeremy. I wonder if this is a different Jeremy.
What do we get to next? Interesting indeed. The group attacked anyone they blamed for what they saw as Star Wars failure. From Kelly Marie Tran to Rian Johnson to Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, Tran in particular got it rough. She even deleted her Instagram account after vehement fans relentlessly accused her of ruining Star Wars. After a while, there was only one solution the fandom menace believed would work to punish the franchise for failing them: boycott all future Star Wars films. Well, again, let's go back to this again. A lot of misinformation was spread due to either a lack of research or deliberate lying. And then you deliberately lie. Where is the evidence? I know that's a scary word.
I mean, he's obviously putting on the voice and the inflection that they always fucking do. It's obvious. You know, it's...
So, yeah. I've got another post right here that's like from Saltier Than Crate. People denying that she was bullied off of Twitter, harassed off of Twitter, and then people saying, no, here's proof, and then that person getting dogpiled by their fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that this actually did happen, you know?
No, it seems to be kind of his angle on Kelly Marie Tran, that nobody was bullying her, even though, yeah, they absolutely were.
Never mind the fact that at that time, Geeks and Gamers was actually a lot more friendly at all, and worked, did content more often with a channel called Comic Artist Pro Secrets, which is run by a man named Ethan Van Sciver, who famously, like, it's almost maybe more famous than being an artist at this point. He did a whole live stream where he just like quietly and creepily cut off the heads of Rose Tico toys for like hours or some shit. But yeah, that doesn't encourage anything, right? That doesn't create an attitude amongst your fans that yeah.
No, it's not weird at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
So in 2019, Geeks Gamers said SJW Media keeps lying about Kelly Marie Tran. SJWs use Kelly Marie Tran's story to be fake outraged. Just nonstop. He's been fucking saying the same kind of shit for a while. Crazy. Anyway, cool. Jeremy Griggs, you're a fucking lying piece of shit, man. You know that.
Yeah.
But hey, by the way, the offer's still open if you want to ever come on this or just have like a conversation and watch something, talk about some shit you like, man. Well, we can do that. That's still open. We'll do that. I know you don't get to talk about stuff that you actually like. If you do like anything, you don't get to talk about it on any of these shows you do. That's not financially incentivized. But hey, we'll give you a spot. Talk about what you like. Anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't usually get to do that on his show.
Sad. It's kind of sad, really. Well, what do we got now? Guess that's it.
That was the big stuff I could think of. Honestly, the whole Russia thing was huge. So
it's still, I'm still kind of processing that shit, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, and like I said, I think we're gonna get more as the days go on.
I mean, I hope so, because there needs to be more movement on that. I hope that's not the kind of thing that goes away. And like Morgan accurately said earlier, that will go away if Trump is elected.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely go away, because that's the exact kind of shit that has put Trump and that mentality to the forefront of the conversation, discourse, culture. It's all there because of who knows how much Russia's been doing this shit for years, right? Like Russia Today was just like an obvious fucking Russian disinformation agent when they were operating, and still I knew of people like quote unquote leftists who would like use their content as proof of something or whatever. So they've been having an effect for a while. Yeah, man, I'd like to see fucking Tim Pool like just deplatformed. All these people, I want fucking all of them.
Oh yeah, fucking
yeah. Anyways,
yeah, I know. For me, I just personally think once you take away the monetary incentive, that these channels just stop, because like
I think so too.
I mean, I guarantee you, there's a few that are complete shitheads who are just doing it because they purely believe, but the vast majority don't give a shit. This is easy money for them.
Should have lots of videos coming out in the next few days. I mean, not in the next. I'm actually gonna set them to come out over the next couple of weeks, but it's a lot of good content. I've been deep in edit mode trying to get this shit done, get it edited. I mean, I had Ramon Villalobos and Richard Pace on Friday night. You know, I unfortunately had to leave the stream or in the stream, so we're gonna try and maybe organize something where we can get together and do that again. But yeah, I've got on my channel, I got videos about Valiant comics coming out. Got a video about Rotten Tomatoes. Videos about well, there's a video that went out today about fake AI trailers. Got a Rob Liefeld video. Got a conversation right
He's
here
a classy fellow.
Yeah. All kinds of shit. It's gonna be fun. You guys stick around, you know? Stick around.
And then tomorrow, I got my stream tomorrow. We'll be covering Night Watcher, Ultimates #3, Absolute Power #3, and Nightwing #116. And then we'll also be looking at Rings of Power coverage. And maybe we'll see if there's anything new with this Russia stuff. We'll see. I think stuff we'll see what happens. But yeah, today was wild. So yeah, it's a very moving situation at this moment.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this thing real quick. Well, there's this.
Went for something I think he failed kind of miserably. But like the three main actors, I thought did pretty well, especially Sam Elliott. Jennifer Connelly was a good Betty Ross, and I thought Eric Bana was underrated as Bruce Banner.
I want to watch Hulk punch that dog in the dick again.
True.
Because he does. He punches that Hulk dog right in the dick.
That's computer graphics of 2003.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at least that scene is
We
kind
need
of
the Hulk
it's in the dark, so it doesn't look awful. But like,
we need to punch that dog in the fucking dick.
well, apparently somebody pointed out on Twitter that apparently he does that because the dog bit him in the dick first.
Ooh,
I don't remember that. I just remember, you know, mainly just
It might be.
punching the dog in the dick.
Watch they originally did the animation. He punched the dog in the gut or something. Or the you know Ang Lee comes up. The fuck? No, he punched the dog in the dick.
By the way, shout out to Edgier Than Now who had to leave for work and stuff. So like, you know, subscribe to them if you're not. Got this clip right here that I was just editing the Wolverine thing and the Mauler Wolverine review and this stood out and it just made me laugh. So
because it's Mauler and he has a certain standard and his fans come after you if you even try to say anything about him, saying that he's objective, that he does all this, and that he's very you know, thought out and well articulated and stuff, and we're just kind of saying no.
Yeah, like if you build your entire internet persona around being a smarmy motherfucker, like you better have some bulletproof shit, otherwise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
good delivery.
Yes.
We like it a shit talk around here. Man, I swear I had. What did I say that I was going to play at the end? There's a conversation.
Oh yeah.
About what? I'm going to be mad at myself if I don't fucking find it.
Yeah, the Hulk punching a dog in a dick is all I can think
It
about.
wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Oh shit.
Oh, I need to get that just a racist video.
Oh god.
It's just I've just got a lot of shit going on. to edit.
In case anybody's wondering, yes, just a robot did a reply. We did a response, and it was hilarious. We couldn't get very far into it, but oh my god.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's hilarious. It'll be fun to check out.
Well, I don't remember what it was that I was looking for to
I
have
cannot
up
think
here.
of it at all either, and I'm sure.
But I mean, I have a Ronda Rousey video coming too. Got a Alyssa Mercante thing happening. But here's this. This is, this. I'll say this. This is unlike any content you've ever seen from anybody here. And on that note, hope you all have a lovely day. And check out Bob's stream tomorrow. Check out my streams on Friday. And yeah, should be talking with low watermark maybe on Saturday, especially if Bob is available. That'd be cool.
It would be. Wayne.
So be available, Bob. Be available.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I don't know.
All right, you assholes.
All right, here's this.
I gotta make a comment. It's superficial, but EVS's Trump hat. I don't like that. Not because I'm against Trump. Obviously, I am, but I don't like that he's not wearing the MAGA hat. I don't like that it's not like an official. You know, last time I was on here, I was.
It might be official, to be honest.
What's that?
It might still be an official merch from Trump.
No, but it's not like you know, if you have like a Oakland A's hat or whatever, there's some that just say A's on it, like a normal Oakland A's hat. There's someone that say Oakland A's, and that's just kind of bootleg to me. It's still official. Yeah. It's still licensed by the MLB or whatever. But I like the original shit. You know what I mean? I like iconic shit.
Speaking of, let's get into it, man, because I got a real problem with the way they're doing these MAGA hats now. I don't know if you noticed.
There's too many variants. There's too the Comics Gate comic. There's too many variants.
Stock basic one, the one that I'm sure most people would agree is the best one, right? Just like the Make America Great. It's just simple white text on the red hat. That's classic, right?
Yeah, like look, I don't want to say it's a great hat or anything because but that is the iconic great hat.
We're divorcing it from context for just a moment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But they've got the more recent ones of the same thing essentially, but they've made the font bigger. They've changed the font, I think, and made it bigger, and it just looks like shit.
It looks bad.
If Trump loses, I think that's going to be why.
I listen. I might agree with you on that. Like, there's a lot of other reasons why he might lose, but I feel like the MAGA hat has lost a lot of its power because they saturated the market. You see you go to these Trump rallies, or you see the Trump rallies, there's always merch guys outside, and they're hawking their own bootleg Trump shit. You know what I mean? It's like when I would go to Slipknot concerts, and like in the parking lot, people would have bootleg Slipknot shirts.
Yep.
Like, I don't want that shit. I want a real Slipknot shirt, with the real font, the real logo and shit on it.
Right.
But that Trump hat, even if it's original Trump hat, I don't like it. Just on principle. Like, I got a Bernie hat somewhere over here, but I'm only wearing the OG Bernie hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing to do.
That's just how I am. That's just how I roll.
I'm pulling open just so anybody that isn't aware of what we're talking about here, because I'm sure that people just are dying to know what we're talking about.
This is an aesthetic surface level detail that it's bothering me the more I look at him, because it's
unrelated
to
anything. It's just, but I mean, seriously, you already had. It's like in the first X-Men movie, they got Wolverine's claws great. They look great in that movie, right? Mm-hmm. And then you fast forward like a decade to X-Men or to X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then there's like several scenes where they look like fucking cartoons coming out of his hands, and it's like, what were y'all thinking, man? You why'd you change it up? You had it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me put it this way: imagine if you had a Superman hat. It just had the Superman logo on it. Everyone knows what you're about. You have a hat that just says the word Superman on it. Now you're looking stupid because it's like, okay, this is a very representational thing that you got here. Make America Great Again is how Trump branded himself as the guy who wants to make America great again. This just says Trump, no aura, no nothing. So
okay,
again,
so here we go.
That's an L hat,
more
bro.
Recent one, man. This is
I don't even like that. I don't like the flex fit look to it. I like it how it used to be boxy. It used to have its own
you're talking
shape.
about like the trucker hat? Maybe it even has some of that mesh in there. That
it didn't have mesh. It was just like it was just fat. It was just a wide hat.
Okay.
This one looks like a football coach hat.
Hold on, I'm about to fuck you up. Look at that. Oh my god,
that's the signed one too. But that's the these are the new ones. And look at it. It just looks stupid. The kerning is all bad. The kerning is terrible. It says Mackie America.
Mackie America.
That shit looks fucking stupid. It says Mackie America Great Again. What?